All right. Welcome to another episode of the Jumping the Rail podcast here on the JTR Podcast Network. This is Mark Redman coming to you with the Noodles position at Champaign, Illinois, joined as always by my buddy Minderz. And Minderz, I'm catching up. I'm watching Dynasty as we speak.
You didn't miss a whole lot.
I'm in the throes of the Daniel Garcia-Adam Cole TNT Championship match, and I'm getting the impression that Adam goes to the tanning salon with his T-shirt on.
You think? That's kind of obvious.
Some colors, some spots, and then pale everywhere else.
Yep, basically.
Minderz, we got a fun one today. I mean, we're gonna have
a long one today, so
it's gonna be a long one. I'm warning you now.
Strap in, kids.
Well, not only we're talking about Dynasty, we're gonna talk about Raw and SmackDown, the pertinent parts. We're not talking about the whole shows, but then we got Squared Circle Expo month continuing with we got two guests today. That's why it's going to be a long one.
That's not the only reason. I took 3 pages worth of notes for
that too. That too. But no, Adolfo's back, Minderz. Adolfo's
so excited.
We're not going to keep him too. We're going for about 30 to 40 minutes because he is a busy man.
Oh, I know,
so
especially
we don't want
right
to take
now.
up a whole lot of his time, but we got to. I'm hoping we can get a scoop because there's supposed to be some information coming today.
We're what, 20 days away?
Today's 8, give or take.
Nope, not quite.
3 weeks from Saturday, or 2 weeks from Saturday.
18 days away.
Yeah. If you round up, it makes sense. And then our buddy Tobi Hope, who's actually a vendor this year at the Expo.
Jared! Sorry.
And so he's going to come out and talk to us for a little bit about what he's doing and the guests that he got lined up for this show.
Sorry, I had to.
That's
my buddy.
Even though he boos me on a regular basis, that's really Jerry Shannon.
He's my bud.
Yeah, I don't get it. He's nice to me in public, but in comments he treats me like a pariah of some sort. But anyway, Minderz, if we're gonna get to all the stuff, we gotta get rolling.
Yeah,
we gotta check your brain here.
All right.
And as Adam Cole wins the 4th tier championship weepily in the middle of the ring, it's time for Name That Wrestler. Minderz,
Would you stop? We're going to talk about all AEW stuff later.
I'm sorry. But to Adam's credit, he does make that belt look big.
Yep, sure does.
But anyway, Name That Wrestler, Minderz. You know how this works. I show you a picture, you guess who it is. I will tell you this month it is, or this week, we do this weekly, I forget that. It is a legend. It is a color photo.
Ooh, a color photo. I'm excited about that.
And you can thank Bari for this one. He sent me this the other day.
Great. I blame Bari.
Yes. Blame the big Ubangi.
Blame the big Ubangi. All right.
All
Bring
right,
it on.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so I get a chuckle because I just watched something with her.
Oh, no.
Oh,
yeah. Yep. Oh, you scooped me.
I went back and for some reason, I actually went back and watched Dark Side of the Ring. So I know that's Luna Vachon.
Damn it. Well played.
Seriously, I had no idea.
Bari sent me this with the caption, Minderz will not get this one. And if you hadn't watched Dark Side of the Ring, would you have gotten this?
Well,
with hints?
But I could have. I might have. Maybe not. I don't know.
That is a very different Luna on the left than on the right.
I understand that, but see, I also watch Hell's Kitchen and Van, her son, that I know is her son.
Is that also Gangrel's son?
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay. Just curious.
But Van, who's a chef in, I think he's in Texas. He's either in Texas or up in the Northeast. I don't remember where he's at now. But he looks exactly like his mama.
Does he have the veins tattooed on the side of his head?
Well, no, but the eyes, the nose, the cheek, the hair, or
does he have a gravelly voice like this?
Kinda, yeah, he does actually.
All right, he's standing. Is somebody going to attack him from behind because he's standing there like he should?
All right. Hey, we're going to get through this. We got 9 minutes. Let's get through Hoots, Judies, and Stooges.
All right. Well, one stooge, but anyway, we'll start with our hoots as we tend to do here. And
You can go first.
I will go first. I'm going to go to NXT, make our buddy Sean happy, because we got a brand spanking new NXT North American champion, Minderz, and it was a hell of a match too. I don't know if you watched it yet or not.
I did actually.
But the old absolute Ricky Saints is the new champ. Really good match with Sean Spears. I popped when he was walking the railing, blessing people.
Yeah, that was and all the girls were like, "Oh!" I was like, "Oh, come on now, come on now." No.
Some people were complaining that it's too soon for Ricky. He's only been there for less than a month, maybe right at a month. But he's over.
But it plays into the Page story though, so I'm actually okay with it.
Well, Ethan's challenging Joe Hendry.
Oh,
the night after the Expo. It's a 3-way: Kazarian, Hendry, and Ethan on their pay-per-view.
Oh, sorry, I got confused.
Why?
I was reading what Jared put up.
Oh,
he's answering Sean for us. No, he's answering Sean for us.
Yeah,
Sean, of course, Sean forgets, and then Jared wrote this back because Sean forgets that how this works is that we have to do our hoots.
He gets excited. It's okay.
I know he does, and he missed us last week. So,
Ethan Page won the NXT Championship in his second match on NXT. So I don't know what. Well, they were saying about Ethan too.
Right. But, I don't see, but that's the point. That's why they're doing it, so these two can now feud.
Any chance that they're doing it kind of to needle Tony a little bit?
Yes. I hope.
Okay, how many AEW alumnus have won a championship now in WWE? Cody, Jade,
Punk, Jade.
Not Punk hadn't won a belt yet since he's been back.
Okay, so Cody. Jade,
Saints, Page,
Jackie,
or
Stephanie, because Stephanie's on AEW.
She counts. John Spears.
Yep.
Pillman won the trophy.
Yep.
So yeah, they're loading up all of their AEW pickups with some hardware since they come in.
But I do appreciate, except for Jade and Cody, how they're still having them start out at NXT.
Yes.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, I agree. So. All right, so Ricky is my hoot, Minderz. I know who your hoot is, and we ordinarily would save this for tomorrow.
We would, but
excuse me.
You can't deny what this match was Saturday night. I'm going to the Independence for this.
I see the grinning idiot coming out of the curtain. As Cornette calls him.
Oh yeah. Would you stop watching that so you don't get me thrown off?
I'm sorry.
Your hoot. My hoot is the one, the only, our guest from last week, the Elite Cobra, the Elite Warrior, the Cobra.
Oh, he's not going to be happy with you.
He'll forgive me. I bought a shirt. I know it's the Cobra, and he'll be.
We'll get to Raw here in a few.
Yeah, hold up, Sean. We got to talk Squared Circle. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
How good was this match on Saturday?
So damn good.
And again, we'll talk more about this tomorrow on the shootout. But we got to give our flowers. I mean, we got to meet Rhino. Well, I got to re-meet Rhino. I met him a few years ago, but
I got to re-meet Rhino.
Couldn't be a nicer guy.
It was a lot of fun. We tried to get him to spear Marvine. It was a great time.
Yeah, Gore. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
hey, I even asked.
You did, and he kind of laughed at you. But
he did.
Jared says, "Hoot Seth Punk segment on Monday was freaking great." Oh, we'll get to it. But
We'll
yeah,
get to it.
I almost gave Seth Hoot
Did you?
after last night.
Judy's.
Yeah. Also, it should be noted, Rhino's hands are the size of catcher's mitts.
Yes, they are. And he is built like a brick shit house.
He is. All right, let's move on to Judy's. We both have co-Judy's this week, Minderz.
Yes, we do. So you go first.
I'll go first. I'm going to go to last night on Monday Night Raw in the Intercontinental Ladies Championship. So
Yeah,
I'm going Lyra and Bailey, and I haven't had a chance to go back and rewatch the ending, Minderz, after what you said last night. He thought there might be some a snafu on the finish.
Bailey shoulders up at that finish.
I
You will
need to
see
go
it.
back and look again.
The ref is on the wrong side. The ref cannot see it.
I
but
was
her
watching
shoulder was
3
up.
different things last night, so I was trying
I
to.
know. I
pay
messaged
attention
you
to
last
what I
night. I was like, "Was her shoulder up?" I don't know. I'm watching baseball. Okay.
That's not how I sound. But other than that, I think the match was really good.
Yep. All right. So, my co-Judies, were Zarya and Lash Legend from NXT last week, because that was a damn good match. It's a really good match.
I expect
Did
nothing
you
less
watch it?
from those two. I did. I'm a big fan of Zarya.
They both showed off their strength. It was a lot of fun. It was a good one. Come on, Reb, hurry up.
Now?
Yeah.
I know. All right. Well, let's let's put a pin in this real quick because we do have a visitor in the chat.
Okay.
So we'll come back to Stooge of the Week after we finish up with our first guest. And joining us for a second time is one of the organizers of the Squared Circle Expo, Adolfo. How are you doing, sir?
How's it going, man? Good to be back.
It's good to have you back. We're excited. We are doing the whole month of Squared Circle Expo. We've got guests on all month. We're super excited. We're ready to go.
Right on. Good to hear. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Right on.
Reb, quit watching AEW. Talk to our guests. Thank you.
I'm not. I'm trying to make sure I'm not knocking anything over.
Ah.
Something popped up on my monitor. I had to get it off of there.
So do you have any scoops for us? Because we read where the panels are supposed to be released today.
Yeah, I'm actually working on those right now. We are going to be hopefully dropping those after this. I'm just kind of starting to figure out the times. Usually we'll do the pro photo ops and the panels at the same time, just so that we can kind of coordinate people going to and from their table. We didn't get confirmations on the panels until just a couple of days ago, so it made it a little bit more complicated than it usually is. But with over 100 superstar talent being at the show, it's a lot more moving parts than we're used to. But I can say that speaking of AEW, we're going to be doing the AEW panel again. And some of our AEW talent's going to be on that. Just 2 quick names that I can throw out are Swerve and Orange Cassidy are going to be part of that AEW panel. And then for AEW fans, there's going to be another panel all together with the Hurt Syndicate, who are getting their own thing at Squared Circle Expo 5. So you mentioned AEW. We dropped 2 AEW panels just as a scoop.
Yay.
Very nice.
See, Reb, I told you we get the scoop.
Yeah. There's a couple others that are, I think this year we generally, myself or Ed will be the ones that'll kind of put the panels together and say, this is what we think the fans want to see. And this year we actually kicked it over to Mike Exler, who is one of the 2 gentlemen that does our panels. If you've ever been to a show, you've seen him do his work, and we've been working for Mike with Mike for a very long time. This time we put the ball in his court and said, as somebody who does these and who's interviewing the guests on stage, what do you think will be interesting? And I was kind of surprised by a lot of the ones he chose, not because they're things that I wouldn't have done, just because it's just things that I didn't think of. And I think he's got some really interesting ones. I'm curious to see what fans are going to think.
I can say I really hope that there's another ECW panel this year, because that is usually one of the highlights for me every year. But seeing who some of the ECW names are, that could be interesting, Minderz.
Yes, it very well could be.
I didn't catch you blanked out on that one. I didn't quite catch the last comment.
The EC he's hoping for an ECW panel.
Okay, gotcha.
Because we usually
I won't go in and say whether that's one of the ones we have or haven't confirmed, but you'll just have to wait and see.
He's gonna make us wait, just like we've always been. That's how we've been doing it this whole time.
We're patient.
I was gonna say Adolfo, we started off with each of us were only gonna do one pro photo op this year. One.
How'd that go?
He's doing 5 and I'm doing 6. So
wow.
That's how that worked out for us.
There's certainly some fun ones this year, and it was kind of it was tough to narrow it down to just the ones we have, just because there's only so much time in a day, right? And
yeah,
there was somebody that somebody made a comment on one of our photo op posts, sort of saying, why do you limit it to so few? That's a stupid, idea. You could be selling a lot more. It doesn't take a long time to do these photo ops. And while I agree, we could bang them out 4 per minute or 4 per minute. Then, that whole cattle call line type situation, I hate it. I've been to conventions as a fan where they kind of just like rush you through, and you feel like you're pressured to go in and out as quickly as possible. And while, there is a time crunch to some degree, one thing that we've done this year is we've capped our photo ops at a smaller number than we would have normally, just to allow a more comfortable flow and to make fans not feel like they're being just rushed through the experience. You can go in, you can say hi, shake the person's hand, take your photo. Jason Schaefer, our photographer, will double check to make sure it came out okay. And if we got to take another one or a third, we can do that. And then just kind of have it go through and not make it seem so rushed. So I'm glad you brought the photo ops up. It was hard to sort of come up with, the 20 or 25 that we wanted to do the most, but I'm super excited with a lot of them.
Well, you say that, and the whole reason that I do the pro photo ops is so I don't have to wait in the long line. So I'd rather pay the extra, do the pro photo ops, because that line's a lot shorter than having to wait. Reb waited 5 hours last year for Sting, so it was.
Yeah,
I was
if you're not getting an autograph, it's definitely the way to go. I mean, I used to be a big autograph person a couple years back, and then I just ran out of wall space. So now the thing for me is photos. I love getting the photos. And what's cool about the pro photo ops is you get that printout, the 8x10 printout, and you get that high res digital download. And for me, that's the play. You get that digital download, you can put it on your socials, you can make copies of it if you want, go to Walgreens or wherever you get that done, and you can make a bigger one if you'd like. I mean, for me, that's the way to capture the memories, in my opinion. But there's different ways to do it.
Yeah, I'm mainly a photo guy, but I do tend to get things signed. Like I've got a couple belts that I bring with me that I want to get done. But the main treasure that I have, and this is because Greg Valentine's coming, I have a Greg Valentine trading card. It says "Let Go of My Toe" from like 1985, and I'm bringing that with me. And
that's super cool.
Yeah, I was going to bring it last year, but unfortunately he had to back out last year. But it's all good.
So
hopefully with it not being on Easter, Greg will be able to make it, because I think he never realizes that it's booked on Easter, and he always hits us up like a couple of days before, like, oh man, I didn't realize it was Easter, and my wife wanted to do something with these relatives or whatever, and and so with this year not being on Easter, I think we'll finally get Greg in the building.
Let me ask you, when you guys first announced the date, there was a little problem because it happened to fall on the same weekend as WrestleMania was scheduled for. So what's the process there? Do you have to immediately call the hotel and say, hey, we have a problem, we need to change the date? Is it a lot of red tape to go through on that?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. I mean, we've had a relationship with the Wyndham that goes even from before Squared Circle Expo. I used to run a different convention in that hotel for many years. And so they know us pretty well. We have a pretty good relationship with them. most hotels would not, or venues in general, would not be obligated to change the date. And they would be well within their rights to say, well, you're screwed. Run with it. But the Wyndham was really awesome in helping us change the date. I mean, we chose Easter, which, I know a lot of people, or maybe not a lot, but I know there are people that don't care for it being on Easter. I get it. That's why we don't run on Sunday. One of the reasons, just so that people can have the Sunday to do their Easter stuff. But one benefit to running on Easter is nobody really does pay-per-views on Easter weekend. I imagine the thing with Mania was, being in Vegas, they probably had a lot of other things booked up that weekend. There's always stuff going on in Vegas, so they probably had to do something a little unconventional and run on Easter, which we weren't counting on.
Yeah.
Right.
But thankfully, the Wyndham was super cool about switching the dates around for us. They sent us a couple others that were available. A few were, there was the weekend right before Mania. There was the weekend right after, which is what we're doing. And then there was another one that would have coincided with another convention that we're really good friends with. And so we didn't want to go ahead and go head to head with people that are homies. So
Yeah.
we chose the one that we thought worked best for us, and everything's going okay.
Very nice.
So
yeah,
now-
I don't think WrestleMania has ever run this late in the year before, like last
Yeah,
weekend of
usually
April.
they don't. Yeah.
Yes, that's weird to hear but I'm glad we were able to get it all worked out and everything.
So I know
Yeah,
this
me
is
too,
Squared
'cause
Circle
running-
number 5. This will be my 3rd year coming. And since we know when WrestleMania is next year, do you guys already have the dates set in order to announce it at Squared Circle for next year?
It's funny you mentioned that. It's funny you mentioned that. We just had 2 dates kicked to us from the hotel not 30 minutes ago. The gentleman that kind of runs our photo ops also is the liaison for the hotel, and I maybe if 30 minutes ago, if not less, he just shot me an email with 2 different dates to choose from. Neither one of which is on WrestleMania weekend. So we're gonna see, which one we like best. The Wyndham has already kind of offered to keep the rate for the rooms the same and not raise
Awesome.
prices on anything. So that's a sweet deal if we sign now. So after I get off this, I'll probably, between doing the panels and other stuff, I'll probably take a look and we'll make a call on the dates and probably announce it the weekend of the show.
Awesome.
But it'll definitely be in April. Both of the options are in April, and neither one of them clashes with WrestleMania.
Awesome.
Okay. Now,
I've learned, like, this is going to be my 4th Expo, and the first year we stayed at a different hotel, and it was like 10 miles away. So we decided, as we were leaving that first one we went to, we immediately reserved a room at the hotel for the next year. So now we had this year we decided we're coming the night before, so we can make sure we get parked. We're figuring this out as we go on my end, but we really enjoy seeing it at the Wyndham. They have a really cool setup.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I think that's the play. And for those that haven't booked their room, it's sold out now. But just if anybody wanted to plan for next year, I mean, staying where the action's happening, that's the way to go, especially if you drink, especially if you like to stay up late and party, or even if you don't. You're sharing the hotel with all of the talent that's at the show. You're sharing the hotel with most of the attendees that are at the show. So it just becomes like one big communal hangout. And I think that's one of the things that I like most about Squared Circle Expo. And it's something that we kind of decided early on was going to be really important. A lot of conventions, and this isn't a knock on anybody, it's just my observation. And we kind of try to do things the way we would like to see them done. And it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but this is important to us, is having it feel like a social gathering, like you're hanging
Right.
out with lots of people that are into the same things that you normally probably wouldn't be able to hang out with in real life. You probably got friends that are also into wrestling, but here you have a whole hotel room or hotel building filled with people that are into the same thing. And I think it just makes it more fun. It makes it fun when you're hanging out after hours doing karaoke and all of a sudden you see the headbangers go up or Mickey James go up and do a number on karaoke, or you're hanging out at the bar and, Matt Cardona or Heath Slater are, having a beer and some fries or whatever, and everybody's super chill. The vibe is super relaxed. And I think that's what makes it versus, maybe doing it in a convention center where everybody goes home at the end of the night and nobody gets to hang out.
Yeah.
See, so we kind of split up. There's a group of 4 of us that go from our area, and then we kind of split up a little bit because Reb and his wife stay over at Wyndham, and then my friend Bari and I, we stay over at Days Inn, or at the Holiday Inn that's right next door. So it makes it kind of nice for us, just because sometimes I get a little claustrophobic. So it works out well for me that I can go not that far away and just take a breath. Yeah. So we've always
a good
enjoyed
option
it.
too. Yeah, that's a good option too. And I don't know what the other hotel is too, but there's like 2 or 3 that share the parking lot with the Wyndham, and I think that's a fair option as well. You know, if you're somebody that maybe you want to get away for a little bit, there's a couple within like a 3-minute walk from the Wyndham that you can just kind of stay at and get away from the action if that's more your cup of tea. But I think both are good options. Definitely better than staying 10 miles away.
Yeah.
But
Lesson learned.
yeah, the Wyndham has been real good to us. So I always put them over.
Yeah.
So I am going to ask, Indianapolis is going to be the home of WrestleMania at some point. Where will there be a Squared Circle Expo that year?
Probably not. We're still trying to figure it out. I personally think that, while there is a way to do it with WrestleMania, maybe moving it till later in the year or doing something different, I'm of the opinion where we should maybe just take the year off, let people enjoy WrestleMania. I mean, after all, it's what was the last time, like 32 years ago or so, that WrestleMania came to Indianapolis?
92.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I don't want to be the one to compete with that. Not because I don't think we would be unable to put out a good product, but it's a big deal. It's a big freaking deal, and I think that should be the highlight for wrestling fans in the Midwest, let alone Indianapolis. Go out there and enjoy it. I mean, if I was still living out in the Midwest, I would be there enjoying it. I would be going to Mania and all the activities going on there. And so I don't want to be the reason that people have to have a choice whether to go all out at WrestleMania or go, 50% at WrestleMania and save 50% for Squared Circle Expo. We haven't locked down what we're going to do, but probably that year, at least if I have a say, I think that we'll be taking it off, regrouping, enjoying the festivities locally. And, one idea that we had kind of talked about was to do maybe a couple of mini events throughout the year, kind of like the more traditional wrestling show with a couple of people signing, not a full blown convention, but just something to kind of keep the titles in action, something to keep our name out in the spotlight. I think that'd be a lot of fun, just doing a few stripped down versions throughout the year where it's not a whole weekend, but maybe just one night where we do a couple of wrestling matches and maybe have a few special guests. I think that would be fun. But yeah, no, I think we would probably just take the year off, do something different, and then come back after stronger than ever.
Yeah. I like that idea because like Reb and I both, we set aside, we have a certain amount that we budget for. We have a certain amount we know we want to have for the convention. I'm like, I wouldn't mind doing WrestleCon with WrestleMania. So it's like, well, how do I budget all that and go, like you said, half and half? So yeah, I totally think that's a great idea.
Yeah. I think honestly, and again, I'm just speaking for myself. I mean, from talking to Ed, he feels the same as I do, but I don't want to put any words in his mouth. But overall, I think the only reason to go against WrestleMania would be for ego, right? I don't think it benefits the wrestling community to have competing events. I don't think it benefits us to be going against WrestleMania. I mean, that'd be like going against the Super Bowl, right? I mean, it's the biggest event in the world for that particular sport. WrestleMania is one of the biggest events in the world, if not the biggest event in the world, depending on what you're into for the wrestling community. So to kind of feel like we need to take any of that spotlight away is I think ego driven, and I think
Uh-oh. Are we going to get him back? He froze.
He froze up on us a little bit.
We'll give him just a second.
Yeah.
What did you
letting
think about that?
WrestleMania have. Oh, there we're back.
They're back.
Oh, I don't know if I my yeah, there we go. My screen went out for a little bit, but just to cap that off, I think the fans having an opportunity at WrestleMania should be the only thing they should be focused on. I think Squared Circle Expo can take the year off without trying to hog any of the spotlight, and chances are really we'll be there celebrating alongside everybody else, having a good time. So
Right.
there's no need to compete.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, there's all like every indie promotion in the country tends to run in whatever city WrestleMania is in. So there's going to be plenty of stuff to do on Mania weekend.
There's going to be lots of cool stuff to do. Yeah, lots of cool stuff to do, and we'll be doing it too.
I've almost thought about not doing WrestleMania, but going to all the indie shows. I mean, but that's just
a play too. That's from it going to other cities. That's certainly a play that I've had a lot of friends of mine do and had just as good a time.
Yeah. All right, Reb, we got to talk about it because you guys did make some announcements that we haven't announced on here yet. And one of those things was that you're bringing in Matt Hardy again. And we haven't announced because you announced it Wednesday and we run on Tuesday. So Matt Hardy's going to be at Squared Circle Expo, and also Anna J. So we're excited about both. I'm sure Reb's wife was excited about Anna J. Or not so much. Okay, my bad.
Well, I don't know if she's seen it yet, to be honest with you.
Oh, gotcha.
But,
gotcha.
Yeah, I think it was just like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, it was
so
like
it might.
Yeah. We definitely look forward to Squared Circle Expo. In fact, it comes to a point where I get the text message that says, okay, tickets are going on sale this day. Have you already checked to see you've got it all set, right? So we get our pass. I said, I got it, guys. And then I get 4 messages right before it all goes that says, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. I've got it. We're going to make it happen this year, guys. So it's something we look forward to every year.
Yeah, especially since we figured out the stable pass.
I'm blown away with. I'm sorry.
Especially since we figured out the stable pass. Since there's 4 of us that go.
That's definitely the way to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm super blown away by how awesome the response has been. I mean, I've been doing conventions since 2011 as a promoter. We took a little break for a couple years there in 2018, but I've been doing this for a while, and I've never had the privilege of working with a show where VIP passes will sell out in less than 24 hours, or weekend passes will sell out in 2 weeks. And it blows my mind that people already are eager to jump into the next one before we've had the chance to make a single guest announcement. But I think it also serves as a testament to how well put together the show is. And I think that all the credit goes to our awesome volunteers, our staff members. Ed and Heather are just incredible partners to be working with and doing this. And so shout out to them. And when we started the show, we'd previously done other things, but one thing that we were super keen on was okay, this is always just going to be for fun. This is always just going to be a hobby. We're not relying on this to pay any bills. And so we're going to do it exactly the way we want to do it. And, we're not going to, because when I've done this as a job, this has been my shoot job before. And you think of it way differently when you have to kind of hit certain markers to be able to pay your bills for the rest of the year. The focus, as hard as you try for it not to be, the focus always becomes on, how much money are we getting out of this? So being able to do Squared Circle Expo without worrying about that, without having to, put the quality of the show second and the money making first, I think is part of the reason why it's so special, where fans understand that we're not going to spare any expense to make it the best possible experience that they can have. And we always leave the weekend feeling like we left it all out there.
Yeah. And you guys are always a blast because we usually end up hanging out with Heather quite a bit when we're there. So it's a good time for us. But I know we had thrown out some guest ideas, and I'm gonna hit you with some for next year already. I want to see.
Absolutely,
I'm sorry. Bill Alfonso, Lynn Denton, the Grappler. I'm going back for our the Legends area because that's where that's where we grew up, and those are some of the guests that we've actually had on the podcast. So we're really excited to see John Nord, just because we were supposed to have him on the podcast, and some things had happened. He wasn't able to make it. So, but yeah, we're excited to see a lot of the guys that we've talked to or have talked about, and now we're going to be able to put, actually get to meet them. And well, Reb's going to send me. we're going to give them certificates, because most of them, or a good chunk of them, have made it into our Hall of Fame. So we're going to give them certificates when we go through. So we're excited about that too. But all right,
That's
Reb,
awesome.
take it over.
That's super awesome. Yeah.
Take it over, Reb.
Well, is there anything else that you feel is pertinent that you need to let the people know that are coming that you haven't gotten out there yet, that you're prepared to?
For anybody that's kind of on the for anyone that's on the sidelines, waiting to buy their tickets and photo ops, they're selling out way faster than they did in any previous year. I'm kind of blown away. We're almost sold out of Saturday pre-sale tickets, and we're still about 16, 17 days out. So that's certainly pretty wild. 3 of our pro photo ops have already sold out, with a lot of others very close to selling out. Usually the week before the show is when everybody waits to buy their tickets and photo ops. And I'm here to tell you, whenever you're hearing this podcast, when you get to the end of it, make sure to sign on to our website, www.squaredcirclex.com, and grab those tickets, because if you wait till the day of, you're probably going to be disappointed. There'll be a small handful of tickets available for walk-ups, but those go super fast. Last year, I think they went in the first 45 minutes. So if you're planning on attending Squared Circle Expo 5, and why wouldn't you be, definitely pick up your tickets in advance. For those of you that are just hearing about this, Squared Circle Expo 5 is happening April 25th and 26th at the Wyndham Indianapolis West in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's just a stone's throw away from the airport. And if at all possible, you're going to want to experience this for the whole weekend. There's over 100 superstar guests announced for the show, over 60 vendors selling everything you could ever want for. And speaking of those panels that we started out with, we're going to be announcing them tonight. We have 8 awesome live Q&A panels throughout the weekend that are included in your ticket price, along with some fun after hours events, parties, live karaoke with the talent. So, I mean, it's a whole weekend of awesome stuff to do. Whatever you're into, it's everything pro wrestling, squaredcirclex.com.
And it takes 2 days. So if you guys can,
Absolutely.
get both days, because it takes 2 days. And especially when you have the ones that are Friday only and Saturday only. Yeah. So.
And also,
people get upset about that, but when you're working around talent schedules and other commitments, and people already know there's some shows that film on Friday, there's some shows that film on Saturday. You really do need both days to not only get all of the talent that you want to meet, but there's some special Friday only, there's some special Saturday only. So doing it for the whole weekend, that's the play for sure.
Yeah.
I say, Reb, we're getting 2 of those sold out photo ops already.
Which ones are sold out?
Joe Hendry, JR and Jim Ross, or JR and the King, and the other one we weren't getting. Oh, Tori Wilson.
Oh, I think that might have been the first one to sell out. Was Tori's.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're doing.
Tori was the first one to sell out.
Yeah.
Because we're doing JR and the King, and then we're doing Joe Hendry. We're doing Will Ospreay, Slick and Akeem, APA, or the ones I'm doing, APA, and then Reb is also doing Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
So what started out as
all phenomenal pro photo ops.
Yeah. It started out as
one do Horsemen, but then
yeah.
Yeah. Oh. My brother would be furious if I didn't do the Slick and Akeem photo.
Right. Yeah, so. Exactly.
That was one that Ed and I were like, we totally have to do this op. And we weren't sure how many people were gonna pop for it, but we were like, man, if only 5 people do it, it'd be worth it, because we both want to do it. So it's happening. But no, it's actually going over real well. It's been selling pretty good. So I'm excited that people appreciate that deep cut.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Here's my
That's right in my
question.
wheelhouse. Because
Do we get a Keem and one man gang? Are we going to get both? I mean, not necessarily in the photo op, but just are we going to get both
throughout the week on Saturday? I think we'll leave that one up to the day of. We'll see what happens.
Because I know I lucked out last year. I got the Nation of Domination, Godfather, and then I got Papa Shango also on the next morning. So I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. So let's do this. But yeah, well, Adolfo, thank you so much for joining us tonight and helping us keep promoting the Squared Circle 5. And like I said, we'll keep pushing it as much as we can and trying to tag you guys in everything that we do. So we'll try to let you know.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thanks
for having me on, guys. See you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll see ya.
See you then.
All right.
Bye.
I like that Adolfo. He's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
And
although I feel like I fangirled out again, but oh well.
I'm used to it with you. You're not fangirling out as much as you were this afternoon, but which we're not going to say why.
We're not going to talk about that. We're going to keep that one quiet.
Yeah.
Because we don't know if it's happening yet or not.
Right. But I will say muzzle tough on the initiative.
Thanks.
All right.
The Stooge of the Week. Back to where we put the pin in it.
Let's get back to it. So, Stooge of the Week, and this is a Dynasty Stooge. A Dynastooge, if you will.
A Dynastooge.
And it's nobody on Mount Stoogemore, though.
Surprising.
It's everybody's favorite, finger quotes, favorite referee in AEW, Aubrey Edwards.
Yeah.
So many problems. And we'll get to more of this when we talk about the actual pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But, so, why?
Again, you and I have been discussing this since Monday. Yeah, we've been discussing this.
Pretty much since you saw it.
Yeah. Well, no, it's been since you mentioned that they talked about on Busted Open.
Yeah. Oh, they cooked the show on Busted Open.
Oh, I'm sure they did. They did.
There were some highlights that they mentioned, but there were some criticisms.
And don't let me forget that I have my new grading scale on how I'm rating these matches.
Yes. We will definitely be using that to. Plus, I got to make sure we have our Sad Lithgow.
Our Sad Lithgow. We need him for at least 4 of these matches.
I'm putting Sad Lithgow up for Aubrey. Just
yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Again, I don't understand what was Aubrey, but whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it more.
I'll just say that her tactics, her decisions were just head scratchers.
To say the least.
Oh, damn.
What one are you watching now?
I saw Kenny hit that 1 million angel off the turnbuckles on Ricochet.
Oh, that one was that. Okay, we'll get there.
Yes, we will get there. Okay, so yeah, Aubrey Ed, Stooge of the Week.
Yeah.
And let's see. We still got about a half hour or so before our next guest comes in.
How about I do LFG?
Let's do LFG.
I've got 2 weeks to cover.
Yes.
Which actually isn't that big of a deal because there was some good stuff that happened, but it didn't really throw everybody off too much.
Real quick, before you get too deep into it, I was perusing the Facebook before we went live, and on the Busted Open page, there was somebody who was complaining about Bubba on LFG, saying that he is awful and he's making it all about himself, and he's like I don't get it. I don't watch the show. That's why I'm counting on you, because you watch this.
I do.
And what is your take on Bully? Do you think he's hijacking the show? Do you think he's making it too much about himself?
I guess I could see where they would say that.
No.
However, as of this March 30th show, he still had 0 points. 0.
Right.
None. Nil.
Mhm.
Nothing.
And it should also be pointed out he does have a very different philosophy than the other coaches do.
In my opinion,
I think a better philosophy.
I think he is more.
Oh, look, it's Okada. Yay.
Yay. I think he is. I think what I enjoy about Bubba on this show is that he's pushing the kids, but he's not pushing them. He just wants them to improve every week. He doesn't like push them to. He makes it a healthy environment for them to kind of grow.
He's back.
He's back. Hi, Praise. But I feel like he just wants to make sure they're taking steps forward,
Right.
as opposed to maybe jumping so far forward that they get into something in over their head.
There's a analogy he made today because he was talking about his training style because he has the Team 3D Academy, him and Devon. And he said when students come in, he tells them to watch 2 movies before they even start training. One being Miracle, about the U.S. hockey team, and Full Metal Jacket.
Makes sense.
Because he says those are the 2 like training styles that he like reflects the most in his personal teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And then he put something very. I like the way he put this. He said he doesn't care, like the Full Metal Jacket analogy is he doesn't care about like learning names or shaking hands, or he just pushes them to become wrestlers and to be able to get into the business.
He pushes them to be the best that they can be.
Right. But he said as soon as they get through training school and start working, then he'll shake hands because then they're brothers.
Right.
Until then, they're just trainees and they're
Right.
not. He doesn't know if they're gonna go all the way with it.
So, I mean, I can understand where the person's coming from thinking that Bubba's trying to make it all about him. But at the same time, I also appreciate. Oh no! Bye, Brace. But yeah, so I mean, I can see where those people are coming from, but I also see I personally don't think he is, but I can see where it would be a personal preference.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So anyway, LFG. I'll let you get to it. I just wanted that little side tangent real quick.
March 30th. So this was last week or week before this past Sunday. They had Gunther on. And Gunther pretty well. Jasper Troy got called out by Gunther. He got all emotional. It was weird to see the big monster get emotional.
Gunther can make people cry.
He can. Chris Island, like some of the guys, like Gunther straight up told him, I don't care what you are trying to do. Show me what you can do.
He's kind of like Yoda.
He was not easygoing. He was very
people from
harsh.
his part of the world don't really mince words. They're very matter of fact.
Nope. Exactly. So they had put Troy Yearwood, which is he's on Mickey's team,
mm-hmm.
and then Shiloh Hill. And Troy Yearwood, he's the one that's like got all the best record, sets the records in the gym.
Okay.
But he doesn't get emotional. Like he's very closed off. And I get it. That's how some people work. But to be in this business, you got to get emotional at sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
how you connect with the crowd. That's how you connect with the people.
But Shiloh Hill ended up winning that one. We had Xena versus
Warrior Princess.
Yes. Versus Tyra May Steele. Ooh, Bubba did piss her off. Tyra. He told Tyra she needed to stop smiling as much.
Well, is she working heel?
Yes.
I've said that about Raquel Rodriguez ever since she's been a heel.
I know. But even, I guess, when she's even working around like in the gym and things like that, he's told her to smile less because they want her to be more of a heel. And it almost seems like she's not taking it seriously with how much that she smiles.
Ah.
Yeah. So
Now, to be fair, if I was to wrestle, I would be terrified that I would just be grinning like an idiot, to paraphrase Jim Cornette, if like in the ring, because
look
you
at who
know,
you're surrounded by. I would be fangirling.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which Moxley did remember when Jake put the snake on him on Raw that one like 10 years ago? You could see he was smiling and he was supposed to be unconscious.
Right. And he was like,
because he was marking out.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't be thrilled that a snake was on me, but if it was from Jake, I'd be fanboying a little bit.
Right. Jasper Troy versus Cutler James. This was really good. Really good. Those two working together.
How did Danny get injured? He's asking.
Danny just hurt her back. She said she just woke up one morning and it was really tweaked.
Tight.
So she is out of. She's not. They haven't completely cut her out yet, but we'll talk about that as soon as I talk about last week's.
Okay.
Then we had Bailey Humphrey versus Laurel. I really like both of those girls. And
Bailey's the big heel on Taker's team, right?
Yes. And Lee is on Book's team, I believe. She was the power lifter. She
Gotcha. She's not the Olympian.
No. That's Tyra.
Gotcha. She's Smiley.
Tyra's Smiley. Bailey she reminds me a lot of like she should be in a Mortal Kombat movie. Kind of Mulan-esque type of look.
I gotcha.
Okay, so that was last week. I forgot to write down who got the points, so
I'm guessing not Bubba.
No. Bubba, wait. It could have been, actually. Hold on.
I thought I heard he's gotten a point recently.
He has, and I think it was last week. Yes, it was, because Xena actually got the point for Bubba's team.
He was putting her over big on Busted Open this morning.
She is actually she's annoyingly happy, almost like Spike. Remember how Spike was annoyingly happy all the time?
Yes, unless he was being thrown around by Mike Awesome.
Right, exactly. But this is that's kind of the feel that Xena has. So, she's the Barbie doll, they call her.
Right.
She's wrestling Barbie.
Yeah.
And then this is where Jasper Troy got really mad at Gunther, actually, because he picked Shiloh Hill for the point when Jasper should have had it.
He thought he should have had it, or he actually probably should have had it?
He probably should have had it, but because he got in Gunther's face and got kind of mouthy with him, he gave it to Shiloh. Yep.
Yeah, petty Gunther.
He got petty. Okay, so then this
week, how Moxley kind of looks like me now with the pointy beard and the bald head.
Stop it. So Danny is hurt, so she's out. Troy Yearwood, he's out because he has the man flu. So he wasn't there. The man flu. Yeah, that's what Mickey called it, was the man flu.
Oh.
So
all right.
So Mickey only had 2 people that could even remotely work, which was Chris Island and Serena Linton.
Okay.
So they worked on signature moves. Okay. So they were talking about, like, you know, who would HBK be if he didn't have the super kick? Who would the Undertaker be if he didn't have the tombstone?
Well, he'd have the last ride, which is even better.
Well, Booker T without the Spinaroonie. Signature things. Mickey James without the Mick kick, all that fun stuff. Bubba without the 3D, yada yada yada. So they actually asked, because they're halfway through. So this past Sunday was halfway through the competition.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked all the coaches who was leading their team, like who was the one that was standing out the most.
And Bubba said BJ.
Nope. No, BJ's gone.
You didn't see the preview for this
Yeah,
week.
I did. I was trying to save it as a spoiler, you
Sorry.
jackass.
I'm sorry. I'm bad at that.
You are. You're terrible. So Bubba said Zena Sterling. Booker said Jackson Troy. Or Jasper Troy. Why did I write Jackson? And then Mickey said Chris Island. And then they got to Taker, and Taker said none of them because he wants to keep them all hungry. His words.
I like it.
His words. The guest this week was DDP.
So they all did
Yeah.
yoga.
No, they all had their signature moves because he has
Diamond
the
cut.
diamond cutter. So who would DDP be without the diamond cutter? And then I was kind of like, well, Randy Orton, but then it would be called the RKO. But
Sean, save the. He's trying to tell us what's going on in NXT, I guess. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Said Ava Tatiana Dumas, her daughter. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know who Tatiana Dumas is, but
Yeah, no idea. Okay. Now I'm gonna run a couple names by you, and I want you to try to think of what you would have put for their finisher.
like a name.
Yeah, like a name or what it would be.
Okay.
So
Open the fucking
Elijah
briefcase, Paul.
Holyfield. Huh?
Elijah Holyfield. Well, I would think something like a spear with the football background.
Nope.
Punch in the
Uppercut.
face. Yeah, that was
Uppercut.
my next guess. Punch. Because of Daddy.
A boxing move. Yep. Cutler James.
Okay, describe Cutler James for me.
He's the one that's in that Dark City group.
Dark State.
Dark State, yeah. He's
But-
he looks a lot like BJ. Yeah, I know, right?
Is he a brawler? Is he a technical?
He's a brawler.
He's a brawler.
He was Little Dick Dudley.
Oh, okay.
Does that help?
That does help.
Okay.
I'd say something maybe like a lariat.
Actually, he's doing the European uppercut, and he's calling it the upper cutler.
I appreciate the wordplay.
I thought
But-
you would have. Oh,
This-
Tatiana Dumas is in Team Bully. I forgot. That's
Oh.
that's the other girl on yeah.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I'm confused with all the people on the LG that are already on TV.
right? That's why I'm like, should I still keep watching this? Because some of them are already on television. Anthony Luke, that's Maxine's boyfriend.
Right. He's a tall guy.
He's a tall guy. He's the one that I want to punch in the face most of the time because he reminds me
he's-
a lot of, he oversells and he pisses me off.
Okay.
But his is called the LCA, which is Lights, Camera, Action,
Ugh,
which
shitty
is
name.
basically kind of like a tilt-a-whirl that finishes with a GTS.
That's kind of it's a convoluted move.
It really is. Everybody else seemed to like it. I was not.
I'm sure it looks cool, but there's a rule of thumb. If it takes you 5 seconds to set up the move, then it's easy to counter.
Right.
Case in point, the lethal injection.
Yeah.
LJ Lethal, his finish is awful.
Yes. Lee L'Oreal, hers is a power slam. She's a
Powerlifter.
power lifter, so that makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Zena Sterling.
Okay, she's the bubbly cheerleader.
Uh-huh. Well, she's not a
something-
cheerleader. She's the bubbly girl though.
Okay, I'm gonna guess something off the ropes. Maybe
Nope.
a moonsault or something.
Nope. Her finishing move is called the whatchamacallit.
That doesn't help.
It's a tilt-a-whirl with a side slam.
Okay, what's with all the tilt-a-whirls?
There's a lot of tilt-a-whirls.
What is this, Coney Island?
Pretty much.
Simple people. Simple. Simple is good.
Actually, you know
DDP.
what? I take that back. Lights, Camera, Action was not the tilt-a-whirl with the knee to the face. I don't remember what the LCA was. Because I just realized that Chris Island has the tilt-a-whirl with a knee to the face
Of
that
course he
was
does.
It was for one of his guys that he kind of trained with. It's like Cal or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was.
I'm just glad nobody on this show is using their initials as a name.
Nope, not yet.
Yeah.
Like I said, Elijah Holyfield, he's got the uppercut,
Mhm.
and it looks brutal. Oh
I'm
my
sure it
gosh,
does.
it's so good,
Look who probably taught him how to throw a punch.
right? I know. Bailey Humphreys.
She used, I think I heard you say that she used the tree slam, right? The
Yeah,
collie double choke slam?
she does this.
Oh, the head vice.
The head vice.
Okay. I
But
thought
then-
somebody said to use Collie's move.
Well, as she does the head vice, then she'll squeeze that, talk crap to him, then wrap her arms around their waist, throw them up in the air, and slam them back down on the ground.
So kind of like a Bubba Bomb a little bit with the...
No, because when
They land on
she
their
picks
back.
them up, they land on their back.
Okay. I thought they were going to land on their tailbone.
No.
Okay. So head
On
vice into a... Just like a...
almost like a I take it back. You land on your face because it's almost like a belly to back, like kind of a belly to back, but she throws them up in the air. I'll have to send you. It's really cool. I like it a lot.
I'm hearing like glam slam kind of with the way that they land.
Yeah, kind of glam slam
without the underhook.
Right. Then we have Serena Linton. This was her second match ever.
I'm gonna guess hip toss.
Nope. I'll put it this way.
Oh boy.
She had to have someone special come in and teach her move. And that was the Hall of Famer, Molly Holly.
Oh, she uses the Molly go round?
She's using the Molly go round.
Does it look good?
It did look really good.
Nice.
But I think
I always like that Molly go round.
I think a lot of that had to do with Bailey because that was who she was fighting.
Because she's a big target.
You have a lot to land, a lot to go at there.
Yes.
So, and I don't mean that as a knock. I mean that as she was a cheerleading base, so she's used to.
So she's used to catching.
Yeah, she's used to feet coming at her and all that. So
I can dig it.
So Serena ended up getting the point for their team, and then Anthony Luke got the point for their team. So now we've got Taker at 5, we've got Book at 5, we've got Mickey at 3, and we've got Bubba at 1.
Okay.
Next week is tag teams. They're going to be working as tag teams, and
that's where Bubba and Booker shine. So.
And BJ is back next week because he's like, "Hey, coach, I'm back," and I was like, "Oh God, not this idiot again." But there you go. There's your catching up for LFG. And I tried to make that as quick as possible, but it was 2 weeks, so give me a break.
Oh, no, you're good. I will get it. We got about 10 minutes before Toby's going to join us, so I want to get into something else here. MLW had Battle Riot number 7 this weekend, and I figure we can do this here and not on the shootout because technically it's not an independent; it is a televised wrestling product.
Okay.
Do you know?
Can we do something real quick?
Sure.
We need to give a shout out to anybody. If your friends, go check out Ratty Daddy.
Yes, Cole Radrick. He has a GoFundMe going up.
He is hurt himself again. So
yep.
If you can, go try to find that. I know I've shared it on my Facebook. If you're friends with me, go on there.
Yeah.
Or
I think I shared it on the JTR page too.
I think you did too, because I've been trying to share it as much as I can. Let's try to help him out as much as possible, if you're able, of course. If not, at least send good thoughts his way.
Yes.
Okay, I'm done. Now your turn.
All right. So, Battle Riot. You're familiar with Battle Riot, aren't you? It's like their version of the Royal Rumble. It's a 40-man over the top.
40-man. Okay.
40. And this year, Eric Bischoff decreed that Riddle was going to defend his title in the Battle Riot.
Okay.
And I just wanted to kind of run through the list of guys that were in this. And
okay. Are we going to know most? Am I going to know most?
You're going to know quite a few of these, I think.
Okay.
There are a lot of luchadors on this.
Of course.
So that might be an issue, but some of you will recognize. All right. The first guy in was Hammerstone.
No. Yeah, I know who he is.
You know who he is.
I know him.
Yep. Yes. Raj Desi.
Okay.
future or former Jinder Mahal.
Right.
Atlantis Jr. in
Okay.
AEW. Virus, or Virus in Spanish, one of the luchadors.
I assumed.
Jesus, don't call me Ricardo Rodriguez. Alberto Del Rio's
Carpenter
former ring
extraordinaire?
announcer.
Sorry. Nothing.
Star Jr.,
Okay.
another luchador. Esfinge, I think I'm pronouncing that right, another luchador.
Okay.
Akiro Kwan from Contra Unit.
Okay.
Barbaro Carnavario, another luchador.
I'm starting to notice a trend here.
I thought she was going to jump on the desk. She's on the table in the window. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, Blue Panther. You remember Blue Panther from the Worlds Collide? He was the one who gave Art Bar the pile driver.
I sure do.
Magnus, not to be confused with Magnus, which is Nick Aldis, but again, luchador. Juicy Finau, the big Tongan.
Oh, okay.
He was Jacob Fatu's partner for a while. Ultimo Guerrero.
Uh-huh.
Atlantis Senior.
Okay.
Echichero.
Echichero.
Okumura, who's Kojima's tag team partner there. They're one half of the tag champs. Ariel Dominguez, who's a little guy, little flippity dude.
With the name Ariel, that doesn't surprise me.
Right. Mr. Thomas from Beaumaye Fight Club. He's Alex Kane's consigliere.
Yep.
Journey Fatu, Jacob's brother.
Okay.
Young guy, but man, he's a stud. He's got a lot of potential. Bobby Fish.
Hey, I know him.
Yeah, he looks
well,
old.
I don't know him, but.
C.W. Anderson.
Okay.
Chris Adonis.
Okay.
Paul Walter Hauser.
Hey, we're gonna meet him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Brett Ryan Goslin. He's the young. He's like their MJF now. He's like the young heel. Him and the Andersons and Bobby Fish are the Rogue Horsemen.
The young Dick. All right, got it.
Yeah, pretty much. Matt Riddle, obviously.
Obviously.
Brock Anderson.
Wait, what number did he come in at?
He came in at, I should have numbered these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 14.
See, we need to have a talk with Eric. I would have made him come in number 1.
25.
I would have made him come in.
I was expecting him to be number 1.
I would have made him come in number 1 if he's defending against if he's supposed to be defending that belt.
That's what they did to Roman, wasn't it?
Yep, it was exactly what they did to Roman.
All right, so Riddle's at 25. Brock Anderson, 26. So all 4 Rogue Horsemen were in at the same time. Paul London.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, he looks his age. He's Paul Walter Hauser's mentor.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't know that, but I know who Paul London is, and I'm thinking he's not a young pup anymore.
No. Oh, look, Swerve's bleeding.
Shocker.
Oh, I'm lollygagging. Alex Kane, Minderz.
Oh, booyah.
Matthew Justice, I'm a fan.
Okay.
From Second Gear Crew, Mance Warner's old partner. Fonzie's guy. He's the guy Fonzie manages on the Indies.
Okay. Yep.
Satoshi Kojima, former champ.
Okay.
Bishop Dyer in his MLW debut. Baron Corbin.
Okay.
Kushida.
How did Corbin do?
Pretty good. Did
he?
Him and Dijak are like part of the heel stable there.
I could see that very easily.
They both laid a beating on Riddle before, like during the show before the match.
Good. Sorry.
Shane Haste from TMDK. I believe he might have been one of the Retribution guys with the mask. Slapjack, I think it was.
Oh, Tyjack.
No, Slapjack.
Slapjack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mads Kruger from Contra Unit. He's the big mean heel dude with the mask. That's kind of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Filthy Tom Lawler.
Okay.
Riddle's partner. Then you get Donovan Dijak.
Okay.
Anthony Green, who I believe is in developmental, if I'm not mistaken.
I said that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, Titus Alexander, who I'm a big fan of on the West Coast Indies.
Okay.
Dr. Dax, who I'm not familiar with. He's a big monster heel. And then the final participant was Rob Van Dam.
Nice.
And it came down to Riddle, Van Dam, Kruger, and I want to say Dijak.
Okay.
And then it came down to Van Dam and Riddle, and then Riddle won. So he retained.
Bet you they were all really high.
There's probably probably.
I mean, you have Riddle and RVD.
Yeah, there's probably some permeation in the locker room there.
But hey, Reb, I was gonna say I'm gonna let you do this one.
Joining us now, our buddy, former co-host of this show, when you went to Vegas last time, Minderz.
I think so. I don't remember what it was for.
But he is actually going to be a vendor at the Squared Circle Expo with Hope Promotions, and we're gonna get all the info. And he brought a couple guests in. And we're gonna find out all about that. But Tobi Hope, hello, sir.
Hey, Reb. Hey, Minderz.
Hey.
All right, is that an All Japan Triple Crown Championship behind you?
Yes, sir. It is. You want to borrow it?
I've got one.
Ah, damn it.
I got one at last year's Expo.
Oh, nice.
Mine weighs about 40 pounds.
Yeah, this one's pretty close.
It's a bold move to put it at the top of your shelf there.
Well, it's coming right down after this interview, so don't worry. Pure decoration, my man.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
Sean, real quick, not Magnus Nick Aldis, Magnus Luchador.
You don't understand. So we're set. We're trying to figure out. Okay, everybody's going to be at the Squared Circle Expo. Reb and Bari have already said our first stop is the belt table.
Yes,
that is exactly. That is.
We
where
have to get there early because they sell, man.
Oh, I know, man. Trust me, I know.
So that's his first stop. He's already decided. They're going straight to there.
I got to get there before the photo ops.
There you go. As a fellow belt mark, I 100% behind that, buddy.
Yeah. What's the one next to it up there?
That's it's a custom.
Oh, okay.
It's a custom deal. I think I have behind me when I co-hosted with you.
Yeah, I forgot to ask about it, but it gives me TNA Legends Championship vibes. Oh,
crickets.
I
love
muted.
it.
He muted because he's mad at me.
Ah. Well, Tobi, I have to say, yeah, there's the crickets. I hear them. I have to say, you're bringing in one of my favorites.
Oh, he can't hear.
Why can't he hear us?
I don't know. Are you muted?
Are you? No, he's not. I don't know what's going on. Tell him to go out and come back in.
Let's see. Send him a message.
Go ahead and run our here. I'll do it. I can do it. Let's take. Oh crap! I hit the wrong button. Go down.
I got it.
We're gonna take a quick little. We're gonna pay some bills.
All right, Tobi, can you hear us?
Oh, you never sounded better, buddy.
Ah, thank you. You're too kind. All right, so
he did. He was quiet. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
All right, so Tobi, you are actually going to be vending at the expo this year. How'd that come about?
Yeah, well, I had such a great time last year. You know, I came on with you guys after the expo last year, and had so much fun. And I was like, man, I'm just dying to be a part of this. My old partner in Blitz, Tony Scarpone, he and I have always been looking for something to do.
We lost him.
Oh.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
This is gonna suck. We can't hear him. I don't like it.
We will do this all by typing.
Okay, well, we'll do this all by typing, I guess. Yeah, we can't hear you either. We can't hear you either.
Just do a mime act while we're doing this.
What kind of mime act am I supposed to be doing?
I don't know. You got the colorful hair.
Shut up.
I think he's okay. He's gonna drop out, come back in again.
Okay, if it keeps
Hey,
doing this, we're gonna have to switch something.
Yeah, if we didn't have, we've been going too long without having technical difficulties, Minderz.
I know it has
We've
been
been on a good
minute.
streak.
I have been on a good streak,
Yes.
but it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's the perils of modern technology, as they say.
Maybe.
Tobi.
Maybe.
I can hear you now.
We can hear you. All right,
Oh,
go.
my
Hurry.
goodness.
Hurry. Talk about how you got on the vendors list.
I gave him my credit card number, Minderz. That's how it happened.
You about got it. You about got it. You about got the spit take.
Oh, goodness. I tried hard.
That's
I
real
don't
nicely.
know how much you heard, but like I said, my former Blitz partner and I, Tony Scarpone, we've been looking forward to doing something, and so we jumped on this and can't wait.
That Tony Scarpone that teamed up with Robert Anthony in Chicago?
That's the one. That's the one. My old Blitz partner, yep.
Yes. Of course, I know Robert better as Egotistico Fantastico. But,
That's right. Yep, he's still at it, man.
Yeah, I saw him in GCW a couple years ago.
Yeah,
still going.
I think he still competes with AEW up in Chicago, and yeah, was recently within the first 2.5 minutes of the latest Botchamania video, which you can hang your hat on that when you go.
That's a feather in your cap for sure.
There you go.
So, all right. So we've been trying to keep it under our hat for the episode, but you got a couple of guests lined up for the Hope Promotions table. You want to go ahead and fill everybody in who that is?
Yeah. For any of you ECW marks out there like myself and Reb and Minderz, the quintessential stud muffin himself, Joel Gertner, will be making the Squared Circle Expo debut.
Nice.
Can you sweet talk him into doing a limerick for me, please?
Well, one of the options at the table is he will do a short video on your phone. He will cut a short promo.
Yay, Reb!
Yep, not just selfies, not just 8x10s. He is willing to do that.
Late birthday present.
There you go. Yep. And we actually have a double vendor space, so we have a second table. And sticking with that ECW theme, 1/3 of the BWO, the Blue Meanie, he is making his return to Squared Circle Expo. So
he is a prince of a guy. I got to meet him a couple years ago. He's so nice.
Fantastic. He's great. And I hate to kill Joel's gimmick, but he's pretty damn great too. So
I've chatted with Joel here and there, and I've made overtures to get him on the podcast, but his schedule is such that he has trouble getting it on.
Yeah. Yep. Very excited.
Yeah.
Very excited.
So are you going to
Joel's going to be managing too with the Squared Circle show.
He is. Ed at Squared Circle reached out to me and said, "Do you think Joel would be interested?" And I played a little middleman. I talked to Joel, and Joel said, "Tell Ed to give him a call." And they got something lined up. He's going to be managing
Soul Shooters.
Soul Shooters. That's right.
Just remind Joel it's a family show.
Yeah.
I think that will be pounded into his head numerous times. So, yeah.
Yeah, because shooter rhymes with a lot of things.
Yeah. And also it's a double entendre.
Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah. I mean, PG might be a stretch. Joel might be able to do a little PG-13.
Well, I mean, he did it on TNN. His limericks were pretty tame.
Yeah, we lost you again. Are we going to keep trying this, or we want to just go on?
He's going to time out.
Time out.
And
but
Stacy's rattling things around in the kitchen.
Yeah, I heard that. This is there.
So, Minderz, you're going to get a limerick.
I can get a limerick.
Or are we going to do one for the show?
Screw you! I want my own limerick.
If he doesn't, can we play it on the air?
Yes. Yes. We definitely can. Are you back? Are you back? Nope. He's not back. All right, Reb, what do we want to do here? I feel bad.
I think, you know what? I think we should do something live with Tobi at the Expo.
There you go. Let's do that. We'll do something live with Tobi at the Expo. Are we gonna give him a break?
Yeah. All right. So I just sent him a message saying as much.
Oh, yeah, there he is again.
Uh-oh.
We'll try again.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
We'll do something at the Expo if you can hear us.
He just thumbs up. He's helping us. Okay. All right. So bye, Tobi.
Bye, Tobi.
Well, you know, it happens. Like I said, we've had too good of a run.
We have had too good of a run to not have any issues.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll try to shoot something live at the Expo with Tobi. Maybe we can sweet talk Joel into being on there.
Maybe.
We'll see. I have ideas for stuff we can do because that's a fun place to do content.
If I have to, I think I've said it. I think I've budgeted enough that I could probably spring for JTR to get a limerick. Maybe. Depends.
All right. Well, Minderz, we've already paid bills, so let's just keep rolling here because we still got quite a bit to talk about. Let's talk SmackDown. There were a couple of notable moments on SmackDown to discuss.
Okay.
Tobi says sorry. No sorry is necessary, Tobi.
No sorry.
It happens usually to me, but
yeah,
it's kind of a comfort knowing it didn't happen to me this time. So we got to talk about Charlotte and Tiffany.
Why?
Because it was bad.
It was so bad. That's why I said why. All right. So just so you know, so this weekend we had my cousin join us for our show, right? Clay joined us. Yep. Clay joined us. So we talked about all this on the way over to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He thinks Charlotte could not look more plastic.
Oh, no, that's true. I just watched, they were showing on NXT's live stream on YouTube, they showed like the second takeover when she wrestled Natty for the women's championship. Like apples and oranges.
It's crazy.
On both of them. It's a jarring difference.
It's crazy.
She looks way more like her daddy on that show.
Natty not as bad. Natty's not as bad. But Charlotte, it's disturbing how much work
she looks like a Barbie doll.
Bratz doll, maybe. Not a Barbie doll.
I don't know what brats are, so.
Okay.
Don't play with those dollies and things.
Would you stop?
So anyway, Charlotte seemed noticeably rattled by the Chicago fans there, to where I don't think she knew what to do. I don't think Tiffany knew what to do because somebody went off script somewhere.
Yeah, something happened. Well, I couldn't believe how much Charlotte got booed, honestly.
It's Chicago. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but
Tiffany was over.
They would not let her even say.
No, she had Dom heat.
She did. She had Dom heat. It was kind of ridiculous.
A little. Everybody that I've heard talk said Tiffany won the promo battle, but that's like being the nicest guy in prison because neither one of them was great.
Yeah, right. Then of course we got personal with.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice as soon as she said what she said about the divorce, she got the fuck out of there?
Oh yeah, she got out of there quick. Well, what got me was, I don't know if you saw it or not, but like Kaiser had put up on his where he's like, I'm at home and I wake up to a million messages saying, "Oh my God, did you see?" I'm like, okay.
I love that he posted the clip of Shawn Michaels from '96 with Davey Boy's wife. Don't flatter yourself.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so there was that.
Oh, I never knew Swerve did a vertebraker before. Anyway,
Stop it.
sorry. Then the other big moment, I guess, was the contract signing.
No.
Punk and Rollins and Roman.
How are you missing out on one of the biggest things?
Why don't
Totally
you enlighten me?
skipped over it. Ray Phoenix debuted.
Oh, Ray Felix against Nathan Frazier.
Right. I don't think they could have picked anybody better for him to go against, honestly.
Okay, just how fast-paced was this match?
Oh, it was super fast. It was every bit as fast as you thought it would be. But this Ray Phoenix actually reminded me a lot of Lucha Underground Phoenix.
Oh, send in the clowns.
Oh, must be. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I stole
Why would
that
you
joke
say
from
that
Busted
about
Open.
Joe?
No, Joe hadn't come out yet.
Oh, okay.
But Busted Open, they were doing the recap yesterday of Dynasty, and they play audio bites like when they come back from break, and they played the audio every time somebody came out, like over this really sad piano music, and it was Barbara Streisand singing "Send in the Clowns." I popped.
It's fitting. It's fitting.
Very, very fitting. Anyway,
back
to
SmackDown.
So we get it confirmed, Minderz. The main event of WrestleMania Night 1 is going to be Punk, Roman, and Rollins.
It made Punk cry.
Made Punk cry. Made Paul cry.
Yeah.
So Punk gets his main event, and the Cubs just gave up a home run.
Would you quit multitasking?
I'm
gonna smack you.
Yeah, you can't
Next
reach
time
me.
I see you.
But I loved Seth's tantrum. It's like, no. He was stamping his feet and jumping up and down. He was like Yosemite Sam in a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yep, sure was.
It was. But yeah, that was the big story. His Punk got his main event finally.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't the favor.
No. And he won't find out what the favor is.
Until Monday. Yesterday.
He found out the favor last night?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it.
Wait,
okay.
No, shoot. Was it? No, it was Friday. And then they followed it up on Monday because he...
They followed it up, but I don't think Punk's ever said what the favor is.
No, he did. He wants Paul in his corner.
That was on Friday.
That was on Friday. We haven't got there yet. Like, we hadn't got to that part of it.
No, then Punk looked at Roman and said, but that's not the favor.
No. That's not the favor, was to get in the main event.
Oh.
I think I may have gone back a week. But fucking Young Bucks. You're fucking kidding me.
Stop it!
I'm sorry. They just popped up on my computer screen. I'm not pleased.
Blah, blah, blah. He's talking. Yada, yada, yada.
Mute
okay.
Me.
There you go. You're unmuted.
How dare you?
Well,
I'm sorry. I just have a visceral reaction when I see the Jacksons pop up on my television.
I know. Focus.
All right.
Let's go to Raw.
So, okay.
We covered SmackDown. Well, and then, of course, they finally announced that it's Jade and Naomi, but we knew that was coming, so.
Right. I'm liking what Naomi's doing as a heel.
Yeah.
She lost the glow stuff. She's sassy. She actually finally got one up on Jade. So,
yeah.
All right. Match is over. I can turn this off.
Yeah, turn it off.
All right.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you can turn it off. I was trying to think if there was
any surprises.
Yeah, but I don't think so.
I mean, the lights didn't go out unexpectedly?
I don't think so.
No surprise debut from a luchador that nobody's heard of?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Fair enough.
No.
All right. Anyway, Raw.
Yes, Raw.
Okay.
I'm going to lie. I was in and out of this one a lot last night.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was watching the Cubs game and the basketball game at the same time. So
shout out to
pieces.
Florida?
Florida, yeah. In a hell of a game.
Was it?
Sean says, who wins the match, Jade or Naomi? I say Jade.
Jade. Jade has to.
I think it's going to be Jade. He also said Kelly signed a Legends deal with WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
You didn't know that?
She might come up later.
She might.
Anyway, Raw, we talked a little bit about the Intercontinental title match. I enjoyed it outside of the sketchy finish.
I'm telling you, Bailey's shoulder was up. You should go back and watch it.
I'll go back and watch it. But, I mean, Lyra doesn't have bad matches.
Well, I know, but I'm saying when she did her finish,
No,
Bailey's
no,
Bailey's
no,
shoulder
that's fine. I'm just
up.
we're covered on that. There was Jared had a comment about Lyra early when we weren't talking about the show. I want to throw that up real quick. Says they keep forcing Lyra to the crowd, and I love the gimmick, but they need to build her up more for the crowd to like her. They're missing something.
They're missing something with Lyra, and I don't know what it is. We haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
Reb, are you a Cubs fan?
I am a Cubs fan. I'm you're gonna boo me again, aren't you?
That's Sean. Sean doesn't boo you. Jared.
Oh, I thought it was. I'm not looking at the who's post. I just thought it was Jared.
No, it wasn't Jared.
Okay.
Jared probably would boo you though, because he's from St. Louis.
Yeah. By the way, AJ, we never got to his hoot. His good hoot is Ludwig Borga. The videos of his political interviews had me dying because they were so damn wrong. My good Judy is EO for the dropkick she gave Rhea and Bianca on Raw. That was good.
Mm-hmm. Well, Rhea's in the triple threat. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. They were taking their sweet time getting there. But who wins the tag gauntlet? I forget who's in the tag gauntlet.
I do too.
Hang on, I'm looking.
All right, I'm glad you are. Speaking of, I'm wearing my shirt for a reason. That was something that happened on SmackDown we didn't talk about. DIY and Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City Machine Guns won the #1 contenders match.
Oh, the tag gauntlet is on SmackDown. That is to determine the challenger for Liv and Raquel.
Oh.
At WrestleMania. And it is, let me find it. Katana Chance and Caden Carter versus Lyra and Bailey versus Shayna and Zoe versus B-Fab and Michin versus Alba and Piper and Natalia and Maxine. So out of those, yeah.
Who do I want? Or who will it probably be?
I'm going to take a wild guess it's going to be Bailey and Lyra. They got to get Bailey on Mania somehow.
That's true. That's true.
Sean throws something up. Will AJ Lee ever come back? Probably not. And Julia turned heel on Stephanie.
Probably when she comes back.
So I guess we know who's going to challenge Stephanie at Stand and Deliver.
Well, if Julia's healed.
Well, no, she is a heel. It says he just said that.
Healed, like HEALD.
Oh, well, yeah.
Or yeah, ED. There you go. I can spell, I promise.
I was in the B. 7th grade. I did not win.
I didn't even make it to the B. So
I couldn't spell alderman. I was very embarrassed. I'm allergic to politics.
Well, you know.
It's a D. I thought it was a T.
Oh, you thought it was Alterman and not Alderman?
I didn't know what an alderman was. I was 10. I thought government ended with, like, the lowest form of government was the mayor.
All right, let's move on. Let's quit talking about your spelling bee and what you knew when you were 10.
At least I didn't misspell gilding. But anyway.
Hey, at least it wasn't Dan Malenko.
Oh, we didn't talk about the other big thing on SmackDown, Minderz. That's Kevin Owens.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to be out for a while, sounds like. Yeah. They didn't say for sure how long.
I still haven't decided if this is a work or a shoot, honestly. There's something about this time of year that I never completely trust everything they do.
I don't know that they would take him off Mania, though, because it sounds like they're angling for Malachi to come back and be Orton's opponent.
Oh, Julia turned heel tonight after Jada versus Jordan match. Oh. Okay.
All right.
That must have been the first match.
Must have been. Oh, that was a hell of a match, too. I'm looking forward to
Don't
back and
you
watching
even
that.
turn that one on. I will hurt you.
I'm not. I got the Cubs on.
Okay.
But yeah, so Kevin out for the foreseeable future.
Unforeseeable future. Yeah, because the way he talked, you didn't even know if he was coming back, period.
Right. I thought I
hope
read something said he was out 2 to 5 years, but I think that might have been hyperbole. But those neck injuries are not something to mess with. So he must have had something happen to him over the weekend that really tuned him up.
Yeah. So, speaking of Raw, did you see what Kofi Kingston did?
He touched the belt.
You probably didn't because it was on Twitter.
What did he do?
Remember Kofi Mania?
I do.
He has now.
He posted the picture, but they cut Big E out.
Yep, sure did.
I saw that.
Sure did. I was like,
Oh, that's cold.
little punk.
That's ice cold.
So that makes me almost wonder, because I have a feeling we're not done with them and the War Raiders yet.
No, they won by DQ, so that should get them a title shot.
Right. Well, last night was supposed to be a title shot.
It was a title shot, but they
That's
won.
what I'm saying.
They won by DQ, so they should get
Right.
another shot.
So does Big E come out and screw over New Day?
Possibly.
I'm kind of hoping.
That'd be cool if he did.
I know. I'm not complaining.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk Jay and Gunther.
Okay,
I
you
know-
say
I know-
your opinion because I sent you my opinion.
And for a second I agreed with you until
Hey, who's Jason Uso?
Jay.
Why are they bring? Are they triplets? Who's the new Uso?
What?
Never mind.
Oh, Joshua?
Or yeah, who's Joshua Uso?
That's Jay. That's his real name.
Thanks, Captain Obvious. I knew that. I was being sarcastic.
Well, you get have a little extra sass when you're being sarcastic, so I can pick it up.
There wasn't.
Okay, here's what I liked. Oh boy. The Jay comes out, no yeeting, stone face, no colors, just wearing all black.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the promo. Really good, really strong.
The promo was fine.
Now
Why?
I know your issue. Do you want to say what it
Okay.
was? I don't want to steal it from you.
I thought he looked like a pussy.
Go deeper.
Well, I mean, if I just watched somebody beat the shit and made my brother bleed and it gave him 15 stitches, I don't think I would have been that calm in walking into the ring with the guy that did it. I think I would have been a little more angry.
I was surprised there wasn't something, but I'm
I
kind of
kept
glad
waiting
there wasn't.
for something.
I'm kind of glad there wasn't because that's too predictable. This is just the words, and I liked how he ended it when he says like he's going to pray to God that he can forgive him for what he's going to do to Gunther. I thought that was a nice twist.
That's a good twist, but again, I don't know.
But he could have cleaned this up by if he would have worked in something about how he doesn't want to get physical because he doesn't know what he's going to do to him, and then he might lose his WrestleMania match if he hurts Gunther too bad.
If he would have cleaned it up that way, I probably would have been okay with what
Right.
what happened.
Overall, I was good with it. Gunther registered well. He was selling.
I don't know. I just wasn't so super. I don't know. I felt like
It's the
Raw was
best- It's
off last night.
Raw was off last night, but Jay was the best Jay's looked in this feud since he
So
won the
far.
Rumble.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't slip on anything, so that's positive.
That's true. Well, he wasn't running.
That's true too.
I like that he didn't move anything except for when he knocked the microphone out of Gunther's hand.
Yeah, true.
Just statue so.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Where's the side eye? Thank you. Then the main event segment was Paul and Seth, and I felt like Seth was putting the pitch on.
No, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it coming on. I'm going to 100% agree with what you're saying now.
Mm-hmm.
You had me thinking that it was going to work at first, but now nope. I'm full 100% behind you.
Well, Seth had me convinced. Seth has me wanting to turn on both of them.
Right? Exactly. Especially with the whole, I love the whole everybody talking about loyalty and loyalty this and loyalty that and loyalty this. And I'm like, that's usually when a good turn comes, is when everybody's talking about how loyal everybody is.
And Seth didn't really do much to Paul. He did the little slaps and things. But
he didn't curb stomp him, so now he owes
I liked
him.
how he faked him out. And then he owes him a favor.
Yeah.
So
Now
I'm
we'll
curious
see.
where that's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
They got me on board with this. I said ever since the Rumble, I didn't want to see a 3-way with these guys. Now I'm on board.
Yeah.
Sean, you are correct. They did announce the Fatal 4-way for the IC title for WrestleMania. Finn, Dom, Breaker, and Penta.
Minderz Law.
Minderz Law. You know what? I'm going to disagree, but I'm withholding predictions until
We don't have
JTR
to-
Mania
I would say we got JTR Mania coming up next week. So
next Thursday.
Yeah.
And we'll get into all of that stuff and more. So check that out. Let's see. Minderz, I think we've put it off long enough. Should we just get into it? With your small novel worth of notes.
my novel.
And I just watched the show, so I'm all caught up.
All right.
So let's talk Dynasty. And I'm
Hold
not talking
on.
about the soap opera.
We're going to start, first of all. Mindy has a new rating scale.
Yes, you do. Please explain this.
So my rating scale, we as everybody, if you watched last week on our independent shootout wrestling, I lost my puppy dog. My little sugar crossed the rainbow bridge. There she is. But she had the best side eye
She did.
ever.
Mostly aimed at me, by the way.
Yeah. Pretty much. So since the side eye is kind of like really, so this is a scale of 1 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
1 side eye, 2 side eye, 3, and 1 being the best, and 5 being the worst.
That's it's not dissimilar to my Sad Lithgow scale.
Exactly. The less you get, the better it is. The better it was. We'll put
All
it
right.
down.
So we're going to go through all this. You're going to give me how many sugars you give it. I'm going to say how many Lithgows I give it.
Okay.
And Stacy's cackling in the background.
I can hear her. Hey, wait. Okay, so did you happen to watch? All I'm asking is if you watched one match on 0 Hour.
I did not watch 0 Hour.
Okay.
Why?
You missed it. Max Caster had his open challenge.
I heard about this. I just didn't see it.
Yes. So he's talking all this smack, Max Caster is the best wrestler alive. Whatever. His dumb little chant that he does now.
Yeah, he's donezo in my book.
He's
I wasn't
done.
a fan to begin with. He's even more unbearable now.
Yeah. Well,
Fuck that guy.
the challenger came out,
And
his challenger came out with the one Billy Gunn.
uh-huh.
And his
Daddy
challenger
ass.
was Anthony Bowens.
Anthony Bowens. And
He's back.
I've said this since the first time I saw the Acclaimed. Bowens can be
Anthony's-
something.
Oh yeah.
Bowens is a stud.
His new he is the pride of professional wrestling,
Makes sense.
which is awesome. I love that a lot.
Inclusion.
Well, it's not even so much that, but the way he worded it, I just feel
Yeah.
like
It's a little
it's all
wordplay.
inclusive. It's all inclusive.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Bowens came out and like destroyed Caster in like 2 minutes. It was
Love
great.
it.
It was beautiful. All right, so moving on.
All right.
I
Was
just
that-
wanted to talk about that because Anthony Bowens was there. I miss Anthony
Yeah.
a lot, so
Yeah.
I'm glad he's back.
Yes. All right. Main show.
Okay.
It's not a good sign, Minderz, when the best match on the card is the first match on the pay-per-view.
Yep.
Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight. And I am a fan of Kevin Knight going back to TNA and New Japan.
Okay, I didn't realize this until I watched this. I didn't realize that it was the Jet Kevin Knight.
Yes.
So he already has bad
he has
juju
trust
with
heat
me.
with you.
He has trust heat with me.
But here's the difference. He's the Jet because he flies around. Trust is the Jet because he likes Top Gun or something.
I don't know yet.
But Kevin is Kushida's tag team partner in Japan, the Jet Setters. And then he's been in New Japan World. He's been in TNA and a lot of talent. And you saw that in the match, him and Ospreay.
I did. I did notice that Ospreay had no fancy entrance this time. It was just his regular entrance.
Mhm.
Um,
And this was an Owen match, right?
Huh?
This is an Owen Hart match, right?
Yes, this was a qualifier.
Qualifier.
It was supposed to be.
What does
Jay,
Ospreay have to qualify?
It was supposed to be Jay White. It's supposed to be Ospreay and Jay White,
Okay.
but Jay White's hurt, so Kevin stepped in for him.
Gotcha.
I said, yes, I'm impressed with Kevin, but I think he's still green in psychology in the ring.
Well, he's been mostly working tag team. So
which
I think
makes
that has
sense
something
why
to do
he
with it.
would struggle as a single.
But I repeat my question. Why does Ospreay have to qualify for anything in AEW?
Tony.
Ugh.
They did make the announcement, too, that Nick Wayne is going to be in Super Junior.
And I like that decision.
Okay.
I think it's good
I
for
just
him.
thought it was weird.
Well, it's random, but any chance he gets to work and not have to be under Tony's thumb for a month is probably a good
Go
thing.
for it. Yeah. You didn't listen to any of the commentary, did you,
On
this?
Oh, yeah, I listened to quite a bit of it, actually.
Oh, okay. Because Taz had me rolling. I
I've-
can't remember exactly what he said, but he said he was raging like something, and it was during this match, and I was just dying. Anyway, so for Ospreay versus Kevin Knight,
Mhm.
they only get one side eye.
Get one sugar. Okay.
One side eye. Just one.
Okay. I will agree. I will give it one let go.
Okay. Oh, this is fun.
All right. Next match, Minderz. Since you have the notes.
Hurt Syndicate versus Big Bill and Brian Keith.
I enjoyed this match more than I thought I would.
Brian Keith reminds me of Taz in ECW, so he's an angry little man.
Mm-hmm. And I think MVP made some sort of a short joke about Brian Keith, and Taz took offense.
Yeah, it was something about being a little short.
It's like you can't teach height, weight, and experience. Then
Yeah,
Taz
that was
said,
it. You can't teach height, weight, and experience.
Like that's kind of a shot with the height thingies.
So, yeah,
Taz is the best announcer they got.
He really is. Well, unless JR is out there.
Yeah, but I think JR's kind of checked out.
He's. You know what? If he has a panel, I'm so asking how many times does he roll his eyes in the middle of a production meeting?
Don't do that because he's a company guy. He'll
I know, but I still want to know.
I just ask him Mid-South. I want to ask him about the time that Eddie Gilbert buried Bill Watts under the Russian flag.
Oh, I did have a huge, in capital letters across the top of this one. Tag ropes, MFers.
Oh, they didn't use the tag ropes. That's a big sticking point with you.
It is. It's a tag match.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you had MVP on commentary, which was great.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think of Max whacking Bill with the ring?
Hey, this is the way that Max is a part of the show and doesn't get any on him. So
that's true.
That was another thing I said about Ospreay. He's like, yeah, put me on first so I can get the hell out of here.
Pretty much. You got to catch your flight back to England.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I make a bold statement?
Sure.
I think the Hurt Syndicate could be AEW's Road Warriors. If they're, I don't want to say if they're booked properly, because, I mean, who are we kidding? But,
right.
But they could run through everybody.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I questioned it for like 2 seconds when Lashley stood right next to Big Bill. Only because of the size difference. Because Lashley or Bill's either a lot taller than I remember.
Bill's 7 feet tall.
No.
Lashley's 6'4", 6'3".
Yeah. Well, you could tell the difference. And I don't think Bill's actually 7 feet tall, but okay.
Well, they say he's 7 feet tall and you can't teach that.
I know. Now, here's the thing, though. I thought her Syndicate was...
Lashley's 6'3", 273.
Okay. 6'3", 273.
All right, Big Bill.
I'm guessing 6'8" or 6'9" at least.
I had to look under his real name because Big Bill's got a lot of ambiguations on Wikipedia. Big Bill, 6'10", 276.
I said 6'9", so...
Yeah. Well, Enzo always said 7 feet, but I think it's because he can't round.
Right. Here's the thing, though.
You can't teach rounding.
No. Well, and the difference between... I felt like Lashley and Shelton are a lot better than this match. I've seen them do more. I've seen them be better.
I need to see them with like FTR.
Hey, that might happen now.
It
but
might. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
right,
Yeah,
where-
MJF. So this is going to be how MJF's going to get in there and say, "See, you guys needed me,"
And
because
then
it
he
was
might get killed by
because
his
of
back.
him. He won. They won.
Although technically, Bill didn't get pinned.
Nope. Well. All right. So, how many John Lithgows did you give this one?
This one, I am going to. I think I'm going to give this one 2 Lithgows.
Okay. And I am going to give this one 3 side eyes. It was the middle of the road for me. Like, it wasn't anything
It wasn't anything to write home about.
Right. It wasn't anything great, but
Yeah.
I think the more that bothered me was the tag ropes.
Mm-hmm. And I'm still bothered. Where's Cage and Archer? They were supposed to get a title shot, but they never got it.
See, and I could go for that.
Yeah.
Cage and Archer versus Hurt Syndicate. Let's do it.
Heck yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You beat Suzuki versus a blow-up doll. So disappointing.
Yeah, there's that.
Moving on.
Next. Oh, it's your favorite match, I'm sure. Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart in another qualifier for the Owen Hart.
The only thing I liked about this was Taz getting on Mercedes for wearing orange. Taz don't like it when people wear orange.
Hey, Julia won my heart when she did the tarantula.
Hey, I like Julia.
I like Julia a lot.
Did you notice that they didn't mention Malachi when they were talking about how she learned tactics from Buddy Matthews and Brody King?
Yep. Did you notice Monet's gear kept falling off at the beginning?
Uh-huh. That's like her wig.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting Mercedes to drop the belt here.
No, and there was one time where she actually had the 3 count, and she rolled off of Julia. Julia didn't lift her shoulder at all.
Who was the referee?
This one I don't know, because this is when I quit. I didn't go back and look. But on this one, I actually did side eyes for each person.
Okay.
Because I couldn't in right mind give Julia Hart 5 side eyes.
No.
I couldn't. Because I thought she did a very good job.
Mm-hmm.
So Julia got 2 side eyes.
Okay.
And
on the little screen preview thing on the left, it looks like Sugar's wearing glasses.
I know. I noticed that. And Monet got 5 side eyes. Because I just can't. I can't.
Okay. I didn't.
That's the only
this,
match I did that for, just because
okay.
I couldn't give Julia that many side eyes.
I'm giving this match 4 Lithgows.
Okay.
Just as an aggregate, because like I said, it's not because of Julia.
No. Well, and then when Monet left, she didn't even take any of her belts. She made them bring her all 4 of those belts. And I'm like, I wonder if it's in her contract that she's going to win the Owen Hart this year.
And then she's going to win the world title from Tony.
Yep.
And she'll be Ultimo Monet.
Oh, great. That's what we have to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yippee. Yeah. All right. Next up, Death Riders versus Rated FTR.
All I watched of this match was the end.
You didn't miss much. Other than, okay, so Yuta is actually from Philadelphia?
Yes.
Or that area?
Yeah.
He had
Dom heat.
Oh, he had Dom heat.
How was Claudio's reaction? Because he's a Chikara CCW guy.
They were all too busy booing Yuta and telling him to F off. And
because he's always the one that interferes in the Moxley matches.
Yeah. So one of the chants was Philly doesn't claim you.
Oh.
Another one was FU Yuta. So yeah.
All right. Well, I will say this: the heel turn was a masterpiece.
Oh, it really was.
It was so good.
Okay, if we go from, let's just go for just the match.
Okay, just the match. I'm exempt because I didn't watch the match.
Okay, well, I mean, they did the Shatter Machine and the Spear to Yuta, and he kicked out.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Exactly. Refs are a joke. That was what I put in this too, because poor Paul Turner could not control this match at all.
No, and Paul's
It
a good
ended up
referee.
being a Turando match. I felt like it was, in my opinion, it ended up being a Turando, even though it was supposed to. Oh, excuse me.
No
it was
use of the
supposed
tag
to be-
ropes.
Oh no. There was no use of tags. I don't know what you mean by tag ropes. There was no use of tags. So for this section of this match, it got 4 side eyes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the match. I just wasn't. Now, we shall move on to talk about the ending that you did see.
All right. I will go first on this. I am giving this -1 Lithgows.
Oh, you really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed this. The way they teased it with Cash after Dax hit the pile driver, then it was just totally would be proud.
Yeah, he would be.
And they did a spike pile driver, which I've always said is my favorite tag team finish. A couple concertos. And yeah, just bravo, gentlemen.
Did you see when Cash walked out when he took the neck brace?
I did. And then he laid on the gurney.
I popped. Oh, I thought that was hilarious. I thought
Then
that.
Dax just tipped over the stretcher for no reason.
Yeah. Well, it was like as soon as they did I was like, here comes the Shatter Machine, and it was I enjoyed it.
It was good stuff. I miss heel FTR.
Right.
That's the best
Ready for
FTR.
heel. There we go. Hey,
how many
down to
shakers did you give the heel turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with you. I'm not giving them any side eyes.
Okay.
Just because it's a heel turn, it's not a match. So
right.
Okay, next up, Megan Bain with Penelope Ford.
Yes.
Okay. I almost called her Pit Stop. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I have written on my notes.
Yeah.
So,
I liked this match more than I thought I would, which I know I've said before, but if they were going to have Tony beat Megan, this is the way to do it with a flash roll up.
I said roll up saved her from being ruined. And I have it next to Megan. I said roll up saved her from being ruined.
Now, Bully made a point yesterday that I didn't think about watching this, which is that Megan should have just got up and laid everybody out just to get her heat back. But I mean, I'm sure, if Bully says it's probably a good idea, but I was okay with it. The opening.
What do you think of the Rocky stuff?
Does Justin Roberts have to say it's time for your feature presentation when Tony's coming out?
I think so, because I think that's her shtick.
Yeah, but it's shitty shtick. Just play the music. The sweeping Hollywood music is enough. You don't need Tony. They need to sell this like they think she's nuts, not like it's normal.
Right. Exactly. What did you think about coming out in the Rocky gear?
I liked it. It was good.
Did you?
Luther.
Well, they were in Philly, so I mean, it made sense.
I like the vignette with her training. But no, I expected a good match out of these two.
I only gave this one 2 side eyes. So it wasn't my favorite match, but it was up there.
I would give this 2.5 Lithgows.
There you go.
All
right. Okay. This was other than Ospreay and Kevin, this was my match.
I think I know which one this is, and I agree with you.
Loved this match. Fletcher and Briscoe. Give me Fletcher and Briscoe every day of the week.
So good.
It's so good.
Mark Briscoe brought back the cutthroat driver. I haven't seen him do that in years.
Well, so I have a fuck off Rick Knox written on this.
Well,
because he wouldn't let him use the chair. I'm like, hey, dipshit, he's not going to use it to hit him with it. He's going to jump off of it. Leave him alone.
He has to at least pretend to be a referee.
Pretend. It's definitely the jump start, though. And potatoes for everyone. And there are times when Fletcher makes faces that he reminds me of the Miz.
Okay.
You'll have to go back and look, but there are faces that he makes, and I'm like, oh my god, that looks like the Miz.
There's a lot of high spots in this match. I freaking love it how Fletcher does the running kick in the corner.
Yes.
It's almost like a leg lariat more than a kick, but then he does Generico's finish, which is the brainbuster on the turnbuckle.
Yep.
Which is
like
an
I
underrated
said,
finish.
Give me Fletcher and Briscoe any day of the week.
Heck yeah.
I loved it.
Yep.
So this one got one side eye. And this is because I was saying that 1 would be the best and 5 would be the worst. So
I will agree. I will give it 1 let's go.
there you go. All right. It's the elephant in the room. We're to that match. Bandito versus Jericho.
Okay, just as a reminder, this was World Championship versus Mask because Jericho had ripped Gravity's mask off, who was Bandito's brother, so Bandito wanted revenge. And Bandito's mother and sister were at ringside with all the charisma of a wet dish rag.
Oh, Sean, we're going to get there. Believe me.
Oh, we'll get there. So it's a match like any other. Jericho spends most of it taunting the family.
Yeah, actually, I have sloppy.
It's pretty sloppy, but it's Jericho, so sloppy is expected.
Yeah, Bandito, I had too much flippy, and I know he's gonna do flippy. I knew he was gonna do flippy, but it was too much flippy, especially with it being Jericho. Although I will say that the 50 count delayed vertical suplex was pretty kick-ass.
Yeah. Oh, he's a strong dude.
I will give him that. That was pretty cool.
Well, let's fast forward to the finish, Minderz, because that's where the money is here.
Well, I decided that Bandito's sister
Mm-hmm.
needs to take some slap pointers from Kendall, Clayton Clark's woman.
So you?
Yeah, basically. But she needs to take some slap pointers because that slap was pathetic. And
No bueno.
And going back to the finish of the match, or the first finish of the match, when he hit him with that bat, did you notice he didn't hit him in the head? He hit him in the shoulder.
Yep, sure did.
And he pulled back. He didn't even really hit him.
No. I mean, granted, you don't want somebody to get hit with a bat.
So I said, so mine says, hit him in the effing shoulder with the shittiest swing ever.
Not good. Until Jericho didn't play baseball.
No, he did not. He did not.
No, then he hid the bat in the steps.
Yeah.
I forget. Who was... It was Bryce was the referee.
Bryce was the referee.
And he was distracted by Keith.
Yes.
When Jericho had the bat. Okay.
Yes.
So Jericho pins Bandito 1, 2, 3. Supposed to... Bandito would have to unmask. And
Aubrey came out to get Keith.
She galloped to the ring at a high trot to run Brian Keith off.
And was Big Bill out there too?
No, it was just Keith.
It was Keith.
And Bandito's mother and sister cajole Aubrey that Jericho cheated.
Okay. Both of us have the same problem with this. First of all, it shouldn't have been Aubrey.
Yeah, it should have been, if it was going to be a referee, it should be the senior official, who I believe is Paul Turner.
So, in my opinion, it should have been Paul Turner that was out there to do this.
Or Christopher Daniels.
Yes. I would have been fine with either.
Mm-hmm.
But for it to be Aubrey, in my opinion, and take it for what it's worth, which isn't much.
And I don't know if you know, she was overacting just a tad.
You think? But if a ref doesn't see it, it doesn't happen.
No, you can't call what you can't see. That's referee 101.
You know what? This made Bradley look really good.
Hey, you know what? Bradley did a good job Saturday.
He did. And that's what I'm saying, though. This makes Bradley look spectacular.
Ooh.
Stop it. Quit watching the game.
Just had to check the score real quick. 6-3 Cubs, by the way.
All right. But, yeah, it should have been a higher official that came out and did that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Bryce says, we're going to restart it.
No. Aubrey said they're going to restart it.
No.
They caucused. It was Aubrey, Bryce, and Justin.
Okay.
And I think
I
Aubrey's the
could've-
one that said restart it.
I'm pretty sure they said Bryce said to restart it because that's how I found out it was
Well,
Bryce. That was
Bryce
the-
might have said restart, but Aubrey was doing some sort of dressage
overreacting. Yeah.
to make it happen.
Overacting. Yeah.
But also, why are you believing the family? Why?
Yep.
They clearly have it's a conflict of interest. And how did they get over the railing to ringside?
They didn't. They walked around.
Yeah, but who let them?
Aubrey,
Where's Atlas Security?
right?
Say, hey, no. Dumb
They let
girls.
Aubrey had them walk around.
Yeah, they had a lead on her.
You're a dick.
I'm kind of a dick. I'm sorry. Well, she made me mad.
You cheeky bastard. How many times did I call you that this weekend? A lot. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this one got 5 side eyes.
If I could have given it 8 Lithgows, I would have, but I'll stick with 5 just because that's the scale.
I don't want this to turn into an Uncle
Meltzer
Dave
scale?
scale. Yeah.
No, so I will give it a strong 5 Lithgows.
Yes, very strong 5 side
Although
eyes.
I love that 21 plex the Bandito does, the German finish.
No, I didn't completely hate this match, but there was just too much.
It's the
Again,
flickery at the end.
And it ruins
It's
it.
Aubrey.
I'm not going to blame just Aubrey. I'm
No.
blaming all of them.
The family, Jericho.
The whole thing. All of them.
I'm not going to blame Bryce. Bryce's part, he was distracted by Brian Keith. That's fine.
No, but Bryce could have said, no, what I say goes, and I did not see it.
Could've.
Die on your hill, you fucker.
Well, they all have a earpiece. It probably has old Napoleon Tony part in their ear.
Don't forget, at this point, it was probably like 10:30.
Well, the main event didn't get in the ring till after midnight their time.
Yeah.
Which is
Okay.
irresponsible at best.
Yeah, say the least. All right, let's move on.
Next up, I believe next is Garcia and Cole, right?
Yes.
We talked about that a little bit because I was watching that as we came on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
wait, I did have. Wait, who got the? Okay.
Oh, hey, breaking news here from Sean. It's Stand delivers Stephanie versus Julia versus Jordan versus Jada in a 4-way.
Kind of assumed that was probably going to happen, honestly.
See, I thought it was just going to be a one-on-one with Julia and Stephanie, but I'm good with it.
It's fine.
I thought maybe Jordan would go after the North American
But again,
Championship, get in the ladder match.
Minderz Law. Sorry.
They just put it on Stephanie. I don't see it coming off of her.
Yeah, I don't see it coming off of her. Okay, next, yes, was Garcia and Cole.
Baby.
Hey, I'm going to give the commentary a shout out because they actually did a shout out to Jerry Lynn for the pile driver.
Oh, the cradle pile driver?
Yep.
Nice. And Suzuki's like, what the fuck, man?
I was really surprised at how much of a response the Cole got, honestly. Because I was thinking Philly.
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
He's a Ring of Honor CZW guy, so he was over in Philly.
Well, I know, but just knowing who he's not with anymore, I wasn't sure how they were going to take it.
Well, that'd be a Pittsburgh. Are you okay?
So, how many times have we had to deal with Adam Cole in a time limit match? And him not pulling it off because he couldn't get him beat in the time period? I'm kind of over that.
Yeah, then they just said hell with it and keep going.
Yeah. And
so why have a time limit?
Exactly. And if they're going to try to sell Cole's leg, keep selling it through the whole
not
damn match. Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Make a lamp out of it.
And is it terrible that I actually wanted somebody to come out and attack Cole?
I was expecting it when he was on the stage after the match.
I was too. There are not many times that I.
Shit, give me Jungle Boy.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go
Yeah,
that
I
far.
hated it as soon as I said it.
Yeah,
But-
I wouldn't go that far. But yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted someone to attack Cole.
Brit.
Dude, no, give me
Hobbs.
Kyle.
Oh,
O'Reilly.
Fletcher. There you go.
No, O'Reilly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I
They
wouldn't hate
had
it,
some
but
damn good matches. Or Fletcher. Or Kushida.
Koshida's not there.
Takeshita. Sorry.
Takeshita. Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Takeshita. So this one it got 3 side eyes. I
Three-
didn't think it was terrible, but I didn't like it either.
You know what? Just number one, to not agree with you every time. I'm going to give it 2. I'll give
Okay.
it 2 Lithgows.
So you bet up a little bit higher than what I did.
A little bit. I'm okay with Cole winning the belt because they paid money for him, so might as well put a belt on him.
May as well do
It's
something
only,
with him.
it's only taken him 4 years.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it's taken.
All right. Next.
We're almost there. 2 more matches.
Oh, was it the
So Omega. Spitball.
Hong Kong Fooey, as Corny
Hong
calls
Kong
him?
Fooey.
Speedball.
Speedball and Ricochet.
I honestly thought Ricochet was winning this.
I did too. I thought
were
he was
about-
going to be. I thought he was going to be the pompous heel enough that he was going to wait, let those 2 beat the shit out of each other, and he was going to come in and pick the
Yep.
bones.
Yep. There were a couple like he hit that shooting star, and I thought that was going to be it when he hit Kenny with it. I forget what we did to Bailey.
Well, is this when Bailey jumped and screwed up his leg or whatever? He had
Oh
been
yeah, he
working
went
on
for
that.
he went
He
for that
went-
WMD shooting star knee drop on the apron and missed.
Yeah. He did a really good job selling that knee.
He's better than some people give him credit for. I've always been a fan of Speedball.
And you know what? I think this was a lot. I think I was expecting all the flippy stuff. So this match didn't bother me as much.
I had no
I knew it was going to be
delusions
there.
that there was going to be
Yeah.
no flips.
Although, if you're trying to sell your midsection as being the target that everybody goes after because of your diverticulitis, Omega,
Mm-hmm.
maybe don't do flying cross bodies.
I said he should be wrestling in a padded shirt.
Well, he wasn't. Or
No.
maybe not take so many moves where people are landing on your stomach.
I mean, that match he had with Takeshita at the last pay-per-view when he took the front suplex onto the edge of the table.
Oh my god. Yeah, but he didn't work. But they didn't work the stomach over the entire time. That was like there was like 2 or 3 times that they targeted the stomach, and that was it.
Yeah. I always like
Um,
Bailey strikes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where does this on the sugar scale?
3 side eyes.
3 side eyes.
Did you get the Karate Kid when Bailey did the Karate Kid shtick?
Oh, the crane and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of been done. For that reason, I will give it 2.5 Lithgows.
And then there was the end.
Ugh.
Oh, Cody came out.
Oh yeah, Cody came out because they had to pay him to do something. And they're going
And
to tease this Omega Okada rematch until they're blue in the face.
it's going to be about as good as a fart in church.
It will not be nearly as good as the matches they had in New Japan.
No, because neither one of them are at that level anymore.
No, because I'll tell you what, that third match that they had, the second and the third match were really good. The second one was a time limit draw. The match where Omega finally beat Okada was marvelous.
Yeah, but I didn't understand why he even came out because they didn't say anything to either one of them.
Because they want to tease everybody that this is going to happen. It'd be like if they had Flair come out and like stare down Steamboat now.
All right.
But
Nah.
so they're building to this. I'm guessing it's going to be a unification match or a title versus title match IHOP versus Continental. But anyway, let's move on. Let's talk main event because
I was saying it doesn't get any better because now we move on to Swerve and Mox. Although Swerve, God,
I thought Swerve was going to win this.
I thought he was too. I wanted him to. I wanted him.
I think everybody wanted him to. Everybody is so over Moxley as the champ.
But I had a feeling he was going to bleed because he came out wearing white pants.
Yep. Babyface is white in the blood.
He did bleed, but not like we've seen before.
No, not gross like Hangman.
Although I am giving Mox credit. He did. He got points from me for taking out Excalibur.
Yes.
So he got points for taking out.
He almost got Hood for that.
He almost. They were like, "Oh, you're back." I was like, "Damn it." Okay. How many people does it take to win a match?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7?
I have 9 plus the 2 in the ring.
Okay, who did I miss? Because I got all of the Death Riders. So I got Marina, Moxley, Moxley,
well, Marina was already out there.
So you're talking about who made a run in.
Right.
So we got 3, Claudio, Pac, and Yuta.
Uh-huh.
The Bucks.
Uh-huh.
And
you had Ops.
Well, they weren't helping Moxley, though.
I'm not saying who's helping. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, then you got the Ops.
How many people? There was 11 people that were included in this main event. 11.
Yeah.
11.
Plus 2 referees.
Yeah.
Because fucking what's his name? Who was the referee in this match? Was it Bryce?
Turner was the main ref.
He's the one that got Sabu'd in the face with the chair.
Yes. Now who beats Moxley?
Anybody. Pockets for all I care.
No.
Do they hold it on Moxley until Darby comes back from Mount Everest?
I don't think so.
Well, I think he starts climbing Mount Everest like next week.
But when the 15th, whenever that is. Yeah, next week.
That's a week from today.
Yeah. So
or 2 days ago if you're listening to this on the podcast.
Right. Owen Hart, they win that. Do they also get a chance at the title?
Yeah. That's how Mariah got the women's title last year. She won the Owen tournament.
Okay, so when Ospreay wins...
That's how Bryan Danielson did too.
So when Ospreay wins Owen... When?
So then look at
who's in it.
I don't know who else in it. No, Ospreay, Takeshita, Fletcher.
Adam Page.
Okay.
Hangman, and then he's going against the wild card. We don't know who the wild card is yet.
So somebody's debuting.
Yeah.
Josh Alexander?
Maybe.
So Ospreay's probably the odds-on favorite then.
That's the odds-on favorite. That's
and Mercedes is the odds-on favorite on the women's side.
So I'm saying Ospreay. At all.
Sean agrees. Sean says Ospreay at all in Texas.
I think he hasn't had a belt for a while.
No. I would be okay with it. Ospreay is the best babyface they got.
He is.
I don't think Paige has the steam. I don't think Swerve's getting a shot anytime soon. Swerve's probably going to do something with the Bucks.
Probably.
So does that mean that it's the Bucks and Okada and Jungle Jack again as a group, or are they separated?
I don't know. I don't know.
It hurts your head to think about, doesn't it?
It does. I don't even want to think about it.
So so the Bucks show up out of the when the lights go out, give Swerve the fucking double knees. Then Moxley wins to the delight of no one.
Yep.
And then it goes off the air. Nothing happened. No surprises, no run-ins, nothing. So, kind of an anticlimactic ending after the match.
I wasn't impressed.
1 with go. 5 with go. I forgot the scale.
I was like, wait, you gave it 1?
5.
5 here too. Yeah. And I think
Ugh.
it's more than I'm just over it.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to have seen Swerve get it back again.
I'd be okay with
it. Yeah.
So, Minderz, let's do what we do on the ECW show. Who was your MVP of this pay-per-view?
Can I have two? Oh wait, no, that would be my match. That would be my match. You go first. Let me think about this a second.
My MVP, I think I'm giving it to FTR. Because they did that heel turn so well.
They did.
Sean says, who beats Mercedes or Athena at the women's Owen because Mercedes has to drop one of her titles? Who says?
I
say they're doing the Ultimo Dragon thing, giving her 9 belts.
I think they are.
Because it's probably in her contract.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll have to hire 4 manservants to carry them all because they outweigh her by 40 pounds.
Right. You know what? I think I'm going to give it to Kevin Knight.
Okay.
I mean, that was his first pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Or his first AEW pay-per-view.
Yeah.
He did a hell of a job. He kept up with Ospreay.
Yeah. Which is
and
really
he's normally a tag guy. So I'm okay with it.
I think he might be doing Best of Super Juniors with Nick Wayne.
He is. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
They announced that too. I forgot.
Okay. All right. I think, you know what? I'm not going to say the same one for you. Match of the night.
You're not going to put the same one as me?
No.
My favorite match was Briscoe and Fletcher.
Okay, that was your favorite. I'm saying, what's the best match?
The best match? Well, I mean, it's between that one and Ospreay and Kevin.
Pretty much, yeah. So, whichever one you pick, I'm picking the other one.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go Fletcher and Briscoe because, like I said, I can watch them every night of the week.
Yeah,
so
I'll go Knight and Ospreay. Although, who do you think was a better opponent for Briscoe, Fletcher or Takeshita? They were both really good.
I love both of them. I think I like Fletcher, and it's nothing against Takeshita. It's just
someone has to dethrone her. I wish they would.
We agree. We're not saying that.
I don't think there's anybody on the rosters that is world champion material at the moment outside of Toni Storm.
No.
Megan can get there.
Megan
she needs more time.
I wouldn't mind seeing Megan be the one to take it off Mercedes, honestly.
I mean, my personal pick would be Camille. Have her come back.
Nah, she ran away before she got any honor. They already ruined her.
Now she's a movie star.
Yeah.
I still need to see that, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right. And then moment of the show, I think we agree, is that Moxley taking out Excalibur?
I think so. That was what I was going to go with.
All right.
Yep. That was like I said, that was the shining spot in the final match that I was like, all right, Mox, you got points with me. You took him out. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, Minderz, we got one more. We got one more piece of business to deal with.
Have we got through everything? I haven't been keeping track.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to be a long show.
Yes, we warned everybody. We're coming up on 2.5 hours, so we might get this done under 3.
We might.
All right, but anyway, let's go to it here. So here we go. All right, it is time for Top 10 Tuesday. You know how this works. We pick a category every week or every month. I had help this month, Minderz. We had a caucus.
Oh, I know. We had a conference. We had a conference.
Yes.
Sean just asked who beats Okada. I don't care.
Probably Omega, to be honest with you. Anyway, our subject today.
Never mind. Go ahead. Sorry, I was busy getting hearts in my messages.
Oh, that's okay. Anyway, our subject today, we're going with worst entrance themes.
I'm interested because you showed up. You're like, I need help.
Yeah, because we got a list of about 30 that I had to whittle down to 10.
Yes. All right, I'm ready.
All right. So our number 10 is one that I actually like, but it is really bad.
Wait, is it the one I made you put number 10?
No, that got an honorable mention.
Oh, damn it.
I should have made it a top 15. But anyway.
That's all right.
I couldn't in good conscience put it on the top 10 because I love it so much. That's the real man's man, William Regal.
Yeah. That's honorable mention.
Well, our number 10, and I don't know if you remember this one. This is WCW. But
we'll see.
Mr. Wonderful for Paul Orndorff in 1995. I actually have snippets.
Do you have a clip? Oh.
They call him Mr. Wonderful.
Okay, that's enough.
But he would look at himself in a mirror with the song playing, and so I like it for the ridiculousness.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Quite. You might get mad at me, Minderz, for the next one.
Oh. He's looking for it.
I hate this song with a fiery passion, Minderz. And I love Truth, but it's bad.
Oh, I never said a song was good. I never said that.
It's even worse when he gets the Miz to rap along with him.
I know.
But we love Truth.
We love Truth,
though. All right. And, number 8.
You're not enough for me. Just another man in love with me.
God,
WWE
we're gonna have to listen.
Hall of Famer Michelle McCool.
I was gonna say we're gonna have to listen to that when she gets her Hall of Fame ring.
Probably.
Damn it!
That wasn't even her music originally. I think it was like when Tori and Victoria were heels in like 05. I think they used that song.
Yeah, probably.
And then it got bequeathed to Michelle later, and then Lay Cool by extension.
Yeah.
But yeah, never liked that song.
No.
But there's I dislike.
It's gonna get worse, kids. That's what we can say. It's gonna get worse.
So all my girls in the club say home, 'cause you know just how we do.
Holla. Which technically should have been Teddy Long's music.
Yeah.
It's called Holla.
Yeah, I don't care though. It's still terrible.
Hey. Sean, I'm actually watching it on my phone. They're up by 3 runs.
All right. Number 6.
Less said about Kelly's music, the better.
Exactly.
All right. Number 6.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
This is so bad.
I hated that.
So bad.
Shit, bro.
This is the worst part about a really bad stable.
The best part about that stable was Swerve.
Yes. And the flop over the top rope that brought us so much joy.
That was later. That was after Swerve left.
That was post Hit Row. I mean, it was still Hit Row, but it was after Swerve.
And that was when Flop Dollar was born.
Flop Dollar. All right. What was that? Number 6?
Yeah, that was 6.
All right. Number 5.
No.
Bella.
No.
You know, the Bellas almost made it on here twice.
Their music was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
The Bella Twins music almost made it on here also. They got an honorable mention because I wanted to make room for. I didn't want anybody to get here 2 times. But
why not?
The Bellas came close.
If they deserve to be there twice, they deserve to be there twice. I'm just
very true. All right, number 4.
Yeah, you wouldn't let me pick.
This was the annoying intro.
Right? Oh, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of annoying ones coming up.
Oh, you have no idea.
Are you going to warn me on one? Because I have a
Yes.
feeling I know what one of them are. And I don't
Yes.
really want my ears to be.
I've got them set where they're fading in, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Okay.
But yeah, this Jeff Jarrett's music from TNA I was not a fan, especially at the beginning.
It's annoying.
And
It's
they
obnoxious.
couldn't pony up the money for With My Baby Tonight on AEW, so we don't have to hear this again. But anyway,
Okay.
number 3.
3. God, that sounds like nails on a chalkboard.
It really does. It is. It's like that scene in Dumb and Dumber when they're doing the most annoying sound in the world.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I won't recreate that sound because I
Yeah,
don't
please
remember how
don't.
it goes.
I can't even do it. See, I heard it in the background.
And this music lasted longer than it should have because it went from Eminem to Johnny Nitro to Molina. So for almost 10 years, we had to deal with this fucking song.
All right.
Which
Number
if
2.
If Molina's booked at the Expo, we're going to hear it again.
Oh, joy. Number 2.
All right, number 2. Mind your cans, Minderz.
Okay. Hated the right to censor.
Yes, because of what they did to the Good Father.
It was so obnoxious.
Yep, Val Venus with the white pants
Ugh.
with Ivory.
Ugh.
White socks, Steven Richards.
Yeah, White Sox.
But the worst thing about Right to Censor was definitely the music.
No, definitely. Yeah, they really weren't a bad group.
No, I mean everybody in the group was good
Their music
for their
terrible.
roles. The music was awful, and the gimmick was awful.
Yeah.
They made the Godfather the Good Father.
Yeah, how do you? That's not even right.
No.
You know, I'm so glad we didn't get the Good Father at the Expo last year.
Yeah, I think he just refuses to do that.
I don't blame him one bit. We got
He'd
the
have to wear normal
Godfather.
clothes.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's
You
not
can't
cool.
dress like a pimp when you're in the Right to Censor.
No, sure can't. Although it would have been really funny to see him in the Good Father's clothes outside smoking his green. You just got the visual too, and you're
I did.
laughing.
With the scowl.
Oh shit!
Oh,
All
goodness.
right,
Are you ready for number 1, Minderz?
no, but go ahead. Oh, we get the drum roll too. Yay! Terrible.
I built this list around this song.
This is terrible.
When you say that I'm coming, better run for cover. Girls, you don't need a weekend lover.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
American males.
Ugh.
Yeah, I had to let that one go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Wind up in crib.
There
If we get hit for copyright, I'm smacking you upside the head, bro.
What are they going to do? I'm going to play that song and I say that's legally not music.
That's true. Very true. Very true.
But yeah, I heard that song on WCW on YouTube. They've got like the live stream of like the show marathons going on,
Mm-hmm.
which I try to put on when I'm going to bed, but Stacy doesn't like it, so I don't do it. But they've got some 1995 WCW like pay-per-views or nitros, and I hear this song a lot. And awful.
Yeah.
I think it's the same guy that sings the Steiner Brothers song and like the old Sting music.
No, bad.
Ooh. All right. I want to go ahead and give you my honorable mentions. real
Okay.
quick. I don't
Do
have
you have-
snippets for those, but
You don't.
I don't. I'm sorry. I didn't have a whole lot of time.
Well, it's more. There's only one that I kind of wanted to hear. He's a man.
All right. Honorable mentions are in no particular order, Minderz.
Okay.
Real Man's Man, Steve
Mhm.
Rico.
Mm-hmm.
The Bella Twins. We mentioned that a little
Ugh.
bit.
Uh-huh.
Ass Man, Billy
Oh
Gunn.
God.
Just bad.
Bitch owes me money.
Chris Jericho's original WCW music, the synth rock instrumental.
Oh, yeah, that
you
was
remember
bad.
now.
I do.
What didn't make it on was Lex Luger's WCW music.
I didn't like his music, period. At any.
Wait, you didn't like Stars and Stripes Forever?
No.
Do you hate America?
No.
Okay, I'm kidding.
Well,
I
sometimes.
did like the
but
remix
no.
they did, like when he was with Davey Boy, the Allied Powers music.
I think I just got to the point where the narcissist just completely made me mad with Lex Luger. So
Yeah, all of his music was always very, like, random, like
mhm.
unoriginal. But anyway, and the other honorable mention I have is Mercedes Moné, CEO.
Oh God, CEO, screw you.
Yes.
Please go home. Please
go-
go home.
CE no, am I right?
Yeah, CEO, no.
All right. Well, that concludes our top 10 Tuesday, and I think it concludes the show, Minderz. We're coming up 2:36, so we went not as long as I thought we would.
I know. Well, granted, part of that was because we had issues with Tobi, but
Well, yeah, that would have gone longer, but we're going
It
to do
would've
something with
gone
Tobi at the Expo.
Yep.
Tomorrow, the Independent Wrestling Shootout, we are going to be joined by Mr. Broadway, Kindle Fire.
you need to send me that link too.
Yes, and then we're going to talk about Pro Wrestling Glory this past weekend, AVW this coming weekend.
How good was that Pro Wrestling Glory show?
So good. So very good.
Start to finish, it was great.
Yeah.
We need to talk MVW too.
And we'll talk MVW also, yeah. And then
Because we
you
got
sent you sent me Signal 10's card too, right?
Yep, because it's
This Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah,
Plenty
we
to talk
got to
about there.
promote because MVW is teaming up with Mad Bash, so I want to
Yes.
make sure we promote Mad Bash and all
Our
those
buddies.
guys. Yep. And we got to do Signal 10, so we promote Diner Podcast.
Yes.
So
we got friends.
we have some friends.
Yes. Then this Thursday we will be recording for Friday morning for the Extreme FM
That's still a
review.
go, correct?
That is still a go.
Okay.
We need to make sure our second guest is still available for that on Thursday, but we are going to be doing
Well,
our
I
watch
mentioned
along.
something. I mentioned something to the girlfriend today.
Gotcha. Well, anyway, we're doing our watch along of the Living Dangerously 2000 for ECW, which you remember is Dusty versus Carino with the bull rope match.
Yep, which is the whole reason we have our second guest.
Yes. And then next Thursday, JTR Mania 4. And we'll just talk about WrestleMania stuff, past and present. I've given you homework.
Oh yeah, you gave me homework. I got to remember to do
Mhm.
that.
Next week on JTR, Heather Owens coming back.
So excited to have Heather back.
And I have talked to her. She is still down. So we are good.
And then the following week.
Following week is Jake Ullman,
Yeah,
Mr. International, which is fitting because we are an international podcast now, Minderz.
we are. We're gonna have to ask him. I'm gonna ask him.
If
gonna
he's the
ask him.
reason why we're getting all
He's
these
the
random
reason
countries.
we're international now.
I want to see how many countries we've got. I'm just curious.
Okay.
It fluctuates, so it might not be as many, but we had a pretty good number here. So let's see. We have the United States, Hungary, Canada, Ukraine, France, and Russia.
Wow.
Now, when I checked the Extreme FM review, we had Bangladesh. I want to see if they're still there. Yep, we have U.S., Ukraine, Canada, France, Bangladesh, United Kingdom, Italy, and Mexico for the Extreme FM review. So,
Wow.
I mean, granted, the numbers aren't mighty in some of those fine countries, but still,
Hey, we still have numbers.
we had numbers. But we can legally call ourselves an international podcast,
Yes, we can.
even if it is just Jake Ullman going to Germany and then Russia.
And
Italy.
turning everything on. Jake, do you listen to our podcast and all the countries you go to? All right. Well, we're meandering.
We are. What do you say we get out of here, Minderz, and then we will pick it up again tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, thanks again to Adolfo Dorta for joining us, filling us in on some things for the Expo. Thanks to Tobi. We'll do something with Tobi, get a little bit more going because
I'm super
no.
excited about the panel with the Hurt Syndicate. I'm just
yes, that'll be fun.
I'm hoping that I can get to see it. I'm hoping I'm not in a
Line.
photo op. Yeah.
I'm hoping that we get a Jim Ross panel, but he's only there for the one day.
Yeah, so we may not.
Yeah.
Because I figure he's going to be swamp.
if I'm even depending on how much time we get with him at the photo op, I'm going to ask him about Eddie Gilbert and the Russian flag and Bill Watts.
Well, you'll have your time.
Yeah, because I'm
I
doing
can.
it
You
solo.
know what? I could always give him a heads up that you're going to ask. You should be like right behind us, and I can give him a heads up. I'll be like, hey, he's going to ask you about Eddie Gilbert, and then that way it won't take you as long.
Unless there's not a big line at their table, then I'll do it there.
Oh, there's going to be a big line at their table. Are you kidding me?
I was fooling myself.
Really?
Minderz, we're rambling here, and I'm hungry. So
Okay.
let's get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Until next time, for Minderz, this is Reb. Reminding you all, life is hard, work stiff, and we'll see you guys next.
Thanks, guys.